cause she know I'm a rapper. I give a but I never get feelings, cause shorty, I know what you after. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. At 12, gon' find your ass way in New Orleans. Watch I look, I'm jugging. Dissect your hand if your hand am I putting. Put two in your man if your man keep a looking. Act like a poopy, yo, bitch get tookin'. I'm not the type to go fuck with them niggas who fuck with them niggas who stay on some fish. Oh, young and trapping out the bando. From the ceiling fan to the damn floor. Tryna stack my money up, cause that's the only way we can go. Tell my mama that I'm okay. See the money coming through the doorway. Got a bad bitch with a lot of money, that's foreplay. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me.
Trapped inside this spell. Now I feel like your demons drag me close to hell. I can feel that.
Too cold, standing in the middle of the downpour, looking in the mirror 'cause it's only you.
chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our growlings when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. You got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding. Me up, play me like a bass guitar. Simmer down and mash me up. Tripping like I'm Jimmy at Woodstock. Me up, drum me round in your right foot. Shivers down my spinal cord. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes sound funny, my tongue tied up on it.
Hello, welcome back to the We Are City channel. We've got Emirates FA Cup action tonight on the We Are City channel. Tonight, it isn't something as exciting as usual in terms of maybe a team that you want to face in the FA Cup, a fight against maybe like Wrexham, who are 2-2 currently with Chelsea. No, it is a side we know pretty well, and that is, of course, Newcastle. If you haven't downloaded the Finalysis app as I start this, then go ahead and download the Finalysis app. That is the place to be. And you can give your score predictions on there and all your opinions on the Finalysis app. I'll be going over at half-time, as well as I've put a pre-match report on. And I have also put my pre-match prediction on a 2-0 win for Manchester City. Is that ambitious? It just might be. So, have a look at the two sides going head-to-head then in the FA Cup. This is the fourth time City have met Newcastle already this year, which is absolutely crazy considering we're only in March. And it's the fifth time City have met Newcastle in this particular season. Already played a two-legged affair against them in the Carabao Cup, beat them pretty comfortably in that one. But we did lose here at St James's Park in the Premier League, didn't we? And yes, we did well in the Carabao Cup, but a different sort of fixture, different game. Newcastle's side's looking strong. I thought that Bruno Guimaraes would be back. He's not back. So this is how the home side are looking. Aaron Ramsdale starts in goal. It is captain Trippier, Malik Chow, Sven Botman, and Lewis Hall along a back four. Now, they did come to the Etihad with a back five, Newcastle. Today, it is the four. Tonali and Willock in midfield too, with Nick Voltemada in the 10. The wide areas is Harvey Barnes and Anthony Elanga. Lots of pace, lots of trickery. And through the middle, it is William Masula, who scored a fantastic goal to beat Manchester United late on in the fixture just a few days ago in the Premier League. On the bench, they've got Nick Pope, Joe Linton, Johan Witzer, Anthony Gordon, heavily linked to Manchester City's Tino Livramento, Jacob Murphy, Dan Burn, another Murphy, and Neve as well. Two youngsters there to fill up this bench in this squad. The big news for Manchester City, or two big parts of news really, are one that Nico Riley is back, he's in the squad and he starts, and the other one is Erling Haaland isn't with the squad. Erling Haaland isn't with the team, he's not even on the bench, he doesn't travel today, not due to injury, but Pep Guardiola says that is down to tactical fitness reasons to help Haaland really keep his fitness, keep his rhythm going into the game against Real Madrid. They thought there was no need for Erling Haaland to travel here today to only play 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes, when really he needs to keep his legs fresh for that game in the Bernabeu midweek on Wednesday night. So City start with James Trafford, their cup goalkeeper, in goal. A back four of Matis Nunes, Abu Qadir Kasanov. John Stones returns to the side, playing once again after his return from injury. Big game for him to try and show his quality, isn't it? Show his fitness, really. He wants to be on that plane with England to the World Cup this summer, I'm sure. Will he be on the plane? Well, fitness is probably the biggest reason for that if he doesn't go. And then Nathan Ake at left back. Nico Velez makes his return to the side after Rodgers' return. He hasn't seen much of the pitch. He's back in that holding midfield role with captain with Tajani Reinders and Nico Riley in front. The captain isn't him today, of course. The captain is, of course, John Stones today, which I'll just change. Tajani Reinders in that midfield alongside O'Reilly. O'Reilly being back, I think, is massive, especially for this fixture, because he brings that physical ability, doesn't he, in that midfield? And we saw him play there in that first leg of the Carabao Cup, and he made a big impact in that one when he played in that particular game. So it's good to have him in there. And then it's Savinho, Doku, and Omar Marmoush, Manchester City's front three. So no Haaland, Savinho back starting, Doku back starting. Both those players trying to get that fitness up for the Real Madrid game in midweek. I expect that Real Madrid game, City will go with probably a front three of Doku. Probably Semenyo, actually. Semenyo, Haaland and Shirky, I think, will be in for that one. But if Doku really shows some fitness and liveliness here, then maybe he starts that one because he'll give Trent Alexander-Arnold a really tough time. On the bench for City is Gianluigi Donnarumma, Ruben Diaz, Ryan Shirky, Mark Gay, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Ryan Ait-Nouri, Antoine Semenyo, and Phil Foden. No space there for the likes of Rico Lewis, who is suffering from a calf injury, Pep Guardiola said. He's back and ready. I mean, look at that team. You wouldn't think he'd get in there anyway. Other injury updates is Mateo Kovacic has returned to training. So it might not be long before we see Kovacic back in the City side. Pep Guardiola said, you know, his second surgery went better than the first. I mean, he had surgery on his heel, Mateo Kovacic. Came back, if you remember, Villarreal away. We did commentary on that game. Actually came on for the last 15 minutes. And then we haven't seen him again since. And that was a long time ago. Reoccurrence of that heel injury after the surgery. He's had to have another surgery, Mateo Kovacic. And it looks like maybe he's back and ready. Now, and other injury news is Joško Vardiel, another Croatian. Vardiel is off the crutches, he's off the protective boot, and he's walking without it, which is really ahead of schedule in terms of his broken leg injury. And Pep Guardiola said he's still having pain in training sessions or when he's doing recovery, but there is some sort of optimism that Gvardiol could return to the side before the end of the season. I mean, to return from a broken leg in the same season would be absolutely ridiculous, because if you remember when Oscar Bob broke his leg for Manchester City, he broke it in training just as he was breaking through before the start of the season. We didn't see Oscar Bob then until right at the end of the season, so it shows, doesn't it? Maybe the leg break is a little bit different from Gvardiol, maybe not quite as big as a problem, and hopefully that is good, because I like Gvardiol. I really do like Joško Gvardiol, and I think he'd be a big asset to the side coming back in. He can play left back and play centre back. He's a very good player. I mean, he was part of our big run that we're on, wasn't he, a while ago? So for Newcastle, no, Bruno Guimaraes is a big one, but I think it's still a strong midfield when you look at that Newcastle side. Tonali is really good. I mean, he's been linked with Manchester City recently, in recent weeks. There's a lot of clubs interested in Sandro Tonali, isn't they? Manchester United look at him to sort of replace Casemiro, perhaps. City are looking at him to replace Bernardo Silva. There's rumours today and links today that Bernardo Silva, there is pretty much no chance that Bernardo renews his contract at the Etihad. He will be leaving the club come the end of the season. Then you've also got maybe other players linked with City, but Tonali's certainly linked with us. I think he's a very good player, Sandro Tonali. City were linked with him when he was 18 years old at Brescia in Italy. He's still only 25, so he's got still a lot of development left to do in his game. And Bruno Guimaraes is a little bit older, but I think he's a top player as well. The whole question is, does Newcastle get Champions League next season? Well, they won't, will they? So that probably means that is sort of something to push negotiations. But I'm liking the Newcastle project, actually. I liked it before. I like what they were trying to do. He's sort of stagnated after that departure of Alexander Isak and so on. And I think Nick Voltemade, I mean, there's already links of Nick Voltemade leaving the club, isn't there, at Newcastle? So that's a problem. If you're a Newcastle fan and listening, let us know. I mean, what's going on there with Nick Voltemade? It's interesting, isn't it? He's playing as a 10 now, and he sounds like he's trying to Joel Linton him. Eddie Howe playing in deeper roles. City's midfield is strong enough today. I mean, Rangers played fantastic in the other fixture at the Etihad in the Carabao Cup second leg. He was probably one of the man of the match that day. Really, really forward thinking. Like I said, O'Reilly in the first leg here in the Carabao Cup, that's where he first really stepped into midfield, showed his quality. And then Nico Gonzalez, we know how good he is. We know how good Nico Gonzalez is. And he's not played since Rodri returned, but he's been fantastic for us. He's obviously not as good as Rodri. It's going to take a lot to get a Ballon d'Or level player, but he's a very good player. Chelsea Wrexham, by the way, in the FA Cup is still being played. They're into extra time now. It's 2-2. Chelsea did equalise after Wrexham took the lead through, well, interestingly enough, a goal from Callum Doyle, former Manchester City man. Went on loan to Sunderland, had a few loans away from the club. Very good player, Callum Doyle, a young centre-back. And he also got an assist for the opening goal. Andrews bricked a 2-0 win for City. And City Edits bricked a 3-1 win for City. So get your predictions in the comments. That'll be good to see. Get your predictions in. I've gone with a 2-0 win. I think that might be ambitious, a clean sheet, but Andrew's gone with the same as well. This is how we always have Real Madrid, but now we always play Newcastle. Exactly, well, we play Real Madrid always as well. We're playing them a game, which is absolutely crazy. And also, it's one thing I have to mention as well, I must mention, is welcome to Athy777 to the We Are City Bronze Club. Thank you for joining the Members Club. You can see videos that we put on the main channel extended and early. It's worth doing. And as always, just before kick-off, as the players are in it all now, I go and suggest to you guys to go and download the Finalysis app. That is the place you want to be if you're a Manchester City fan or a fan of any football club. You can turn your passion into power via Finalysis. Finalysis in partnership with Sky Sports and The Athletic, and they're launching this app for fans to make their opinions count. You may have seen me make a few appearances on Sky Sports and so on. That is because I get my appearances from Sky Sports via Finalysis. Through there, I'm part of the app. I'm part of Manchester City's starting 11. Somewhat a verified opinion. Some of you may disagree with my opinions. That is totally fine. But when it comes to your club, guys, you know best, and Finalysis is giving you that opportunity. You can rate the players, you can put your predictions in, and your ratings will be used by Sky Sports and things like Monday Night Football. You can put your fan opinion on mainstream media. It's a fantastic opportunity. For example, Jeremy Doku today, he could have an unbelievable performance here against Newcastle United. Perhaps you give him a 96 rating out of 100. He has that level to do that. The Finalysis app is available, of course, on the Google Play Store if you're on Android, or on the App Store if you're on iOS and Apple. That is the place to be. Go and download it right now. get over to the Finalysis app. I will be over on the Finalysis app at halftime to give my halftime thoughts. And you guys can go and give your thoughts there. You can reply to my comments. You can find me on there. We can have discussions on there as well throughout the week. I'll always be on the Finalysis app. You can post pictures. If you're at the game, you can post a picture from the game. It's a place not just for City fans, Newcastle fans, fans of every Premier League club, and perhaps expanded in the future to other clubs as well in the league. So definitely go over to the Finalysis app and have a look at that. So 2 teams on the field right now, out of the tunnel. Eddie Howe, I think, has gone with a bit of a rotated side, I would say, for Newcastle United. I'd expect Joelinton to be starting. I thought that Tino Livramento would be in there. He has been carrying a bit of a knock. And I thought that Anthony Gordon, of course, would start. But it is Elanga and Barnes in the wide areas. Asula, I mean, the hero in the midweek game against Manchester United, so he's a big fan amongst the City fans as well. We're a big fan of him. I mean, scoring that goal against United, what a goal that was by William Asula, by the way. I remember him playing. I'm sure he played for Sheffield United for a while. I mean, someone correct me if I'm wrong. And I remember him really catching the eye there. He was very good. I remember him playing up top with, was it David McGoldrick at Sheffield United? He played really well, William Asula. He's quick. He's strong. He's energetic. He's sort of brings that sort of pressing aggression as well. Asula, he's a good player. I don't personally believe. I mean, I don't watch Newcastle all the time, but I do quite like Newcastle United. I don't think he's been given perhaps the chances that maybe he feels he deserves there. Obviously, played second fiddle to Alexander Isak, who played more football. Obviously, so Isak was an unbelievable player, but you haven't seen the same player at Liverpool, which is good. But he's a great player, Alexander Isak. Osula's sort of second fiddle to him. I think Voltemade now is there at Newcastle. They brought in Johan Visser as well. And I think that probably pushed him out a little bit also. City Edits in the comments says, Haaland rested for the Real Madrid fixture. Exactly, Pep Guardiola's confirmed that. We faced Newcastle a lot recently, twice in the FA Cup, then in the league, now in the Carabao Cup. Yeah, 5 times this season City have faced Newcastle. 4 times since the start of 2026. It's a lot of football against Newcastle. But let's hope that City can come away with a win. The fans will be up for this one, won't they? Of course, at the St James's Park, they always are. I've been to away games at St James's Park. The fans, the atmosphere, brilliant. And it only takes sort of one big tackle or something for the fans to really sort of get up out of their seats and really get behind the players. It's a fantastic ground and a brilliant club, Newcastle, I would say. And those fans, I think, have been let down a little bit, haven't they, by their team this season. But perhaps a good FA Cup run is in their future. Sadly for them, though, Manchester City are in the way, and hopefully Manchester City can end Newcastle's FA Cup run tonight. So Joe Willock on the spot now, ready for kickoff. And gets the confirmation from Sam Barrett, the referee. Checks his watch. Ready for kickoff, are we? Big roar from the fans here at St James's Park. And we're underway here. City versus Newcastle. We have the Great Wall of Uzbekistan, says City Edits. We certainly do. The big man at the back, Kusanov, whose pace is necessary. If you think of the home game against Newcastle in the league not too long ago, Pep Guardiola took off Ruben Diaz at half-time as an yellow card and brought on Kusanov for that ability to make the runs in behind necessary, isn't it, really? That pace in behind from Kusanov. John Stones in there today, trying to impress, trying to get in that England squad. That's a big part of his idea, because I don't think he'll be at City next season. There's a ball in for Newcastle straight away here. Voltemade at the far post. Chance for Newcastle. It's Elanga across the box. Nearly a very, very good start from Newcastle. There's perhaps a push or a foul in there, something. But that was a really good start from Newcastle. Encouraging start from the home side. We need Kusanov to pocket Vinny as well. We really do. So throw comes in. I think Voltemade perhaps fouls Nico Gonzalez. The referee is waiting to see what happens, really. If the ball goes in the back of net, maybe he's waiting for VAR to decide what to do. I don't think there's VAR in this competition. Trafford with a poor clearance. Straight back to Newcastle with Anthony Elanga. And City have started sloppy here. Tonali down the far right-hand side. Swung in by Tonali. John Stones heads it away. And behind for another corner for Newcastle here. It's a bad start by Manchester City at St James's Park. A shaky opening minute or so. A few times City had there been sloppy and really on the front foot. Well, Jason Tindall, the assistant coach of Newcastle here, has got a Newcastle Classic away kit on. Which is interesting, isn't it? He seems to be that sort of character, isn't he, Jason Tindall? In comes from Kieran Trippier on the corner. Headed away by John Stones out to Sandro Tonali, who lifts it back in the left foot. It's sort of a shot come cross from Tonali. It's actually stayed in, has it, on the far side. And Nunes gets it away towards Nico O'Reilly, who's run off that ankle injury that he picked up in the game against Leeds United the other weekend. He's out-muscled here by Willock and gives the ball back to Newcastle. So far, it's been all Newcastle. The Rangers chasing down Aaron Ramsdale. Sven Botman into Nick Voltemada. Pressure on Nico Gonzalez, who goes and wins it off Voltemada. Brilliant by Nico. Marmouche through to Reinders here. Reinders in. Tajani Reinders! Puts his shot wide. Should he have scored there, Tajani Reinders? I think maybe. City, what a penalty. The referee is saying no. Well, VR are going to have a look because there is VAR now apparently. It's poked through. Reinders hits it and Malik Chow catches Reinders afterwards. Now, we've had this decision before at St James's Park where Foden was completely cleaned out. As Reinders hits it, Malik Chow just slams into him. I don't think that one is a penalty. The one on Foden was at St James's Park last season. Or this season, sorry, earlier on. And that's probably why the referee has stopped that, just to say, listen, we understand that mistake. Because decisions haven't been going City's way recently. I mean, the Forest game was ridiculous from the referee. Absolutely ridiculous. I've never seen... I don't think I've seen it that bad before. Reinders should have buried it to City. He should have got it on target, shouldn't he? Reinders goes through on the right-hand side of goal. 1-on-1 with the keeper. He's got Malik Chow chasing him down. Kusin having a foot race with Elanga here. He wins it. Back to Trafford. Trafford slams it away towards Marmouche. Against Malik Chow. Marmouche's hold-up play is particularly poor, I think. Savinho, a good pass on to Matheus Nunes here. Interesting to see how Savinho does today. Back from injury on this right side. And here is Savinho. And off he goes at Lewis Hall here, Savinho. And Savinho past Lewis Hall. Is he Savinho still? Away from Tonali. Makes the challenge on Savinho. Good challenge by the Italian. And Newcastle have the ball back. Lewis Hall switch a play to Elanga. Well won by Nathan Ake. Jeremy Doku. Doku. Poor touches by Doku. He looks a little bit shaky, Doku, since the injury. Willock gives it back. It's a bit of a scrappy start. Reserved to win the game to the City edits. Yeah, that was a penalty against Forest. To Haaland and the Rodri one. But these things happen, don't they? These things happen, unfortunately. I don't want to be... I don't want to go on about it too much, but it obviously does play a part, doesn't it? I honestly don't mind losing a game. I can take it, but when I think it's been unfair, I can't take it particularly well. Savinho tackled by Barnes here. So throwing Manchester City on this far side. Good tackle by Barnes. He was asking for the throw in his way. Sheepishly, really. Or is it a corner for City? Well, Savinho started very positively on this right-hand side. He signed the new deal, didn't he, this summer? City showed their faith in the Brazilian, who was linked heavily with a move away to Tottenham Hotspur. Rejected offers for him. And from then, he started very poorly the season. Very poorly. Here in Trippier's holding on to Marmouche here. Here comes the cross from Savinho. In swinger from Savinho. Easily away at the near post. It's a poor corner by Savinho. Goes out to Matheus Nunes. Back wide right to Savinho. Against Harvey Barnes, Savinho. Savinho again here. Positive. Back to Nunes. Could cross it in. Decides against it. Savinho. Reinders. Savinho. Marmouche in so much space here. Savinho into Marmouche, who takes it. No, that's a poor touch by Marmouche. And easily dispossessed by Lewis Hall. And now Elanga. There's a counter to Newcastle United. Elanga gets going. And we know he's quick. And Matheus Nunes and Manchester City are backtracking it. Marmouche and Reinders chase. A foul on Elanga. Apparently not, says the referee. Elanga can't believe it. Referee not interested. Marmouche there getting back. Working hard for his team. Thank you. Hopefully can make it 2 wins and 2 losses in FA Cup finals. What's that? You want us to lose the final? Surely not. 2 wins and 2 losses FA Cup finals. Oh yeah, sorry. I read that completely wrong then. I thought you were saying I hope we lose the final, Queen T. Yeah, hopefully we can get a win in the FA Cup final this year. Savinho, past Lewis Hall with great skill. Chops back Savinho. Got to cross it now, but he takes too long. Back out to John Stones. He should cross it. Nico. Stones. To say Savinho started very well here. Stones back onto Savinho. And it's gone out of play. It's a terrible pass by John Stones. Savinho can't control it. And it's a throw-in to Newcastle United here. I think Nico Gonzalez kicks the ball away there. Nico Gonzalez kicks the ball away. I think Nico Gonzalez is lucky not to get booked there. It's silly from the Spaniard. Kicks it away. He should receive a yellow card for that. Really for kicking the ball away after the whistle's gone. Lewis Hall throws this one in. Voltemada flicks it on as far as O'Reilly. Nico beaten to it by Voltemada. Managed to play it to midfield, and then there's a foul against Nico Gonzalez on the big Voltemada. I didn't think that was much of a foul, referee, but there we are. It's soft. Voltemada goes down. He dives in Voltemada to try and win the ball and pass it. And in the process, the referee feels, because he's dived in, he's been fouled in some way. Free kick for Newcastle. And it is Aaron Ramsdale who's going to take this one. It is actually an interesting decision from Newcastle. It's positive to have Ramsdale take a free kick, especially in this position where it is. It is just behind the halfway line. Ramsdale's going to send it forward here. Long up towards the big men up top. It's Alanga who takes it out the far post at Nathan Ake. Ake tight to Alanga. Alanga back towards Tonali. Alanga again. Anthony Alanga. Left-footed strike by Alanga. Down the middle. And it's straight at Ramsdale. Ramsdale taking a free kick. It was quite deep in that. Well, it was just behind the halfway line, actually. But it was quite positive for him to take it so early on the game, really. Kusanov here skips past Asula. Into Nico Gonzalez. Kusanov. Nico. Doku. Oh, Doku, that's poor. Ball stuck under his feet. He's looked very, very sloppy since coming back, Doku. He didn't look great against Forest the other day. He looks like he needs to get back up to speed a little bit. I mean, before his injury, when he went off that game in Galatasaray, he was man of match after about 20 minutes in that game in Galatasaray. He's unbelievable. Barnes tries to skip past Nunes. Can't do. Throwing Manchester City on this far right side. Throwing to be taken by Nunes. Eddie Howe will be looking to try and get the better of City once again. The 4 times they've met City so far this year, they haven't. But last year, in the first fixture of the season we played against them, of course they won 2-1. In that game there was some strange decisions, let's just say. Savinho flicks it past Lewis Hall. He has his arm pulled by Hall and pulled back, and the linesman says no foul. Interesting. Here's Malik Chow. Trippier. Tonali. Lovely pass forward by Tonali. And Asula's in behind here. Asula past John Stones. Is Asula still? Good defending by Stones. Comes out to Barnes. Kusanov with a fantastic sliding challenge. Behind for a corner. What a first time ball that is by Sandro Tonali over the top. Asula goes in behind. He's gone. Great ball. Stones looks so slow there against Asula. But he does recover well, Stones. He gets a foot in. Trafford sort of doesn't know what to do. Stones makes the challenge and it deflects sort of around the outside to Barnes, who thinks he's in. Very close to the goalkeeper. Kusanov dives in. Puts the foot in. Sliding challenge behind for a corner here. Good recovery from Stones there. Good defending from Kusanov as well. Quite right, City edits. Good defending by Kusanov. But what a ball by Tonali first time in behind to Asula there. Very impressive. In by Newcastle here. Far post for a free header for Asula! Trafford makes a mistake and Nico Gonzalez off the line. It's up in the area. City can't clear it. And away by Nico Gonzalez, and Newcastle let it back in with Trippier. Willock on the turn here, and John Stones back to Trafford, but that was strange goalkeeping by James Trafford there. As it heads in by Asula, Trafford just comes out and uses his chest, and then Voltemada heads it past Trafford. It's going in, and it's cleared off the line by Nico Gonzalez. Kusanov is really good. Ultra Gamer says he's only around 20. He is very good, isn't he? We know he's really good. I mean, 21 years of age, is he? 11 minutes gone. Newcastle win by far the better side. Now, I have to say, question James Trafford's decision there. I think maybe Barnes is just in and around him. He thinks maybe Barnes is going to get a touch on it. And he's trying to save it, not catch it. And then Trafford just gives it straight back to Newcastle with his pass. And Newcastle back in possession. He's just turned 22 to City edits yet. Still a very young man. He's even younger than that. He was born the 29th of February, wasn't he? So he only has a birthday every 4 years. It's Voltemada, and then it's a terrible pass, and Ake deals it into Doku. Doku skips past Trippier. Alanga comes back to him, and he goes back to Nathan Ake. But a really good start by Newcastle here. Because he technically turned 22 and 28th of February, yeah. It's mad that Trafford had the audacity to whine about not playing after mistakes like that, says Ultra Gamer. Well, I think when Trafford joined, Nickleby wanted to play starting, didn't he? He wanted to be a starter. There's Nico Gonzalez in the centre circle. Into John Stones on the right side of him. Wide right to Savinho. Takes a heavy touch here. Back to Stones. Stones all the way back to James Trafford. But City struggling in their shape at the moment to sort of play out from the back. Newcastle pressing, being forced backwards. James Trafford, a big switch of play forward here towards Doku. And it's straight out for a goal kick. And James Trafford's distribution has been pretty poor at the start of this one. Another poor pass from City's number 1. Ramsdale. He's going to try and do a bit of passing of his own. He slams it out for a throw on the other side as well. Poor by Ramsdale. Both goalkeepers. Both England internationals. Both very poor in their distribution. Thrown to be taken by Ake. Ake to take this one. He's taking his time. Alright, there's his shirt pulled there by Tonali. O'Reilly back to Ake, into O'Reilly again. A late one on Ake by Sandro Tonali. It's a free kick, Manchester City on the far left-hand side. He's legally 5, says City edits. Yeah, well, there you are. Kustev is very young. He's got many years left in him. At the top level, hasn't he, if he's only 5. Here's Kusanov. He's not the only player City had who had birthday on a leap year. I don't know if you guys that can remember the other player who doesn't play for City anymore, but have a guess. Have a guess if you want. The youngest footballer ever. There's someone else who played for City who was also born in a leap year. If you can have a guess, I'll tell you the answer. Don't go and Google it. Don't use Gemini now. Just have a little bit of guess. You can let me know in the comments, Ultra Gamer and City Edits, if you remember who that is. So, Aaron Ramsdale, free kick Newcastle, foul by Tajani Reinders. And Ramsdale is going to try and send this one forward again into the City box. I'm very much using the set pieces. Big discussion between Asula and Voltemar here. Not happy with each other. Mahrez, says Ultra Gamer. That's incorrect. Get another go. Stones heads this one away. Savinho loses to Voltemar. Then Botman gets back to his feet. Crosses it in. Chance for Newcastle. Big miss from Malik Chow. It's not Mahrez. I mean, Mahrez might be, but I don't think it is Riyad Mahrez. It was Ferran Torres. If you remember Ferran Torres, I'm pretty sure he was born on the 28th of February as well. Well, Sven Botman would have been offside there, but he's crossed the ball in low and hard. Osula tries to hit it. He ends up scuffing it into the box towards Malik Chow, who then slams his shot over the bar. Here's Nunez. Savinho. Stones. John Stones. Bad clearance, but it still falls to Savinho. He's dribbling his way out of trouble here, Savinho. And into Nunez, tackled by Voltemar. Lewis Hall fights and wins it back. A good spin by Hall. Nunez can't get it off him. Hall keeps going here. Here is Barnes. And they work it away. And that's poor by Newcastle in the end, and it comes back down towards Nathan Ake. Chance that came to nothing. Well, City have started to get a bit of a foothold in this game. Yet to really create anything going forward at all, City. Newcastle are the one that are putting all the pressure on City. They've nullified it a little bit. But City yet to really go forward, and Doku dispossessed very easily again. Voltemar. Nico with a good challenge on him. Tonali forward. Great ball by Tonali again to Alanga. He's been brilliant. Willock and a good challenge by Kusanov. And a free kick goes Manchester City's way. Well, Kusanov wins it on Joe Willock there. In the box. Willock fouls him. A free kick to City. Not a penalty. Just see it here in the replay. Kusanov gets there before Willock and he's slammed into by the number 28. They both hurt themselves. I think they're going to be okay. Well, you know Kusanov is always going to get in there as quick as possible. Put his foot in. Free kick City. Kusanov back to his feet. So a free kick to be taken by James Trafford now. Now, Kusanov's physicality is something that's been a massive part of his game. His speed is something that is very rare to find in a defender. So good, isn't he? Recovery pace. Rangers back to Nunez. And Matheus Nunes passes it straight out for a throw-in. That's poor from Nunez. Very, very poor from Matheus Nunes. Guardiola unhappy with it. Sven Botman. Lewis Hall. Oh, Rangers might get there ahead of Botman. He can't. Bit weak in the challenge. And again, Tonali cuts City open. What a ball by Tonali. It's Harvey Barnes. It's Harvey Barnes! 1-0 Newcastle United. Brilliant goal. Sandro Tonali has been fantastic. And he cuts City open again. Ball through to Barnes, who puts it in the top corner. Well, Queen T confirms that Wrexham unfortunately losing. And so Manchester City, Newcastle have the lead here in this FA Cup tie. What a ball by Tonali after Rangers lose it in the midfield. Should be stronger. I think he might just be onside here, Barnes. They'll check it. Matheus Nunes, it's poor. I think Ake's playing him onside on the far side. And then what a finish by Barnes, by the way. Whips it into the top corner. From close range. Really good finish by Harvey Barnes. Very good finish. Trafford can't do anything about that. Lifts it over Trafford into the top corner. Really good finish. Curl on it as well. Side netting. But he's onside. They've checked it. They've confirmed it. He's onside, Harvey Barnes. Shocking from Nunes and John Stones there. And Rangers before that. It's the shoulder of Kusanov that plays him onside. Kusanov's shoulder plays him onside here. Trafford turned to an Anasol. I mean, there's nothing he can do about that. It's terrible from City. I mean, first 90 minutes, we've done absolutely nothing, City, today. Newcastle started really well. And, I mean, they've been Nunes and Stones. Terrible that right-hand side for the goal, really. Really poor for the goal. Too easy to get between them. Way too easy. Nathan Ake. Clips into the box here towards Nunes, who can't head it, and Lewis Holloway. Stones comes out to Voltemar, and it's on to Harvey Barnes. And in a foot race with Stones again, and John Stones is running in quicksand compared to Harvey Barnes, who bursts past him. And Barnes still going here. Barnes pressed by Stones now. Barnes the edge back to Sandro Tonali on the left foot. Well, he's played some absolutely wonderful passes, Sandro Tonali, in this game so far. This one's pulled back to the edge of the box on his left foot, and he blazes it up and over. Well, John Stones is struggling here with the pace of Newcastle. He's had to run the full length of the pitch here, Stones, to try and keep up with Barnes. Eventually he stops him. Allowed him to pull it to the edge of the box. But Tonali's played some fantastic passes. The assist for the goal was brilliant. The ones before it as well, 2 or 3. Barnes, very good player, isn't he? Off this left-hand side. Newcastle deal with City's passing straight to Ramsdale. But Manchester City aren't here at the moment. Manchester City are not here at the moment. Really don't think that City even know what's going on. They're in behind Nunes again with Harvey Barnes here. And across to Asula, and eventually he's given offside anyway. Free kick City in the box, but City haven't turned up here at all. I mean, I know Pep Guardiola's made 10 changes from the previous game. Marmoush here, good play from Marmoush, gets away with it. Should have played Savinho, but he doesn't do, and back he goes to O'Reilly. Nunes is playing balls in behind City's defence, and they're picking on this right side. Nunes, who feels undisciplined today in terms of his positioning. And John Stones, who's looking very leggy. Very slow. Stones. Kusanov. City, bit of possession and attacking area, but don't seem to be any like sort of patterns of play. The link-up play is not there at the moment. Stones. I mean, John Stones, he seems a very frustrated figure at the moment, the captain. And again, City play a long ball in behind, and Kusanov plays on to Matheus Nunes, who takes it out the air brilliantly. He flicks it back to Savinho, can't get there, and City lose the ball again. Voltemar, Botman. Lewis Hall can't control it, throwing City on this far side. Barnes is offside, I think, says Gobbett the gamer. Nice to see you, Gobbett. Apparently VAR says he's not. They just drew a line, Kusanov at a random point. Well, the semi-alternating offside decided, didn't they? I'm not sure. We've had these strange offsides at St James's Park before, haven't we? Judging on what I saw, they say it's offside. You have to believe them. I'm sure someone will have a look. Doku. Good skip past Trippier. Here is Doku. Pass forward is poor. Here comes Alex. Good strength against Dosula. He switches out wide right to Savinho. Savinho onto Nunes here. Nunes across the box and away by Sandro Tonali. Good defending by Tonali. It's behind for corner. Nunes playing very attacking today. Very, very attacking today. The area of shoulder armpit they draw on is always different. It's just a bad rule, says Goit. Yeah, I don't quite understand it either, to be honest. Corner by City in by Savinho. That's the second corner the Brazilian has been able to beat the first man. Poor by Savinho. Here he is now, the Brazilian. One-on-one with Harvey Barnes. Savinho on the outside. Savinho right foot cross. It's a brilliant cross to Ake. Cleared away. Reinders on the volley. It's wild and poor by Tajani Reinders. And he just lashes at the ball. Don't know what. I think he might actually kick it into Marmoush and behind for a goal kick. He actually hits Marmoush on the way through the Rangers strike. The pass by Tonali is brilliant for the goal. Sven Botman beating Tajani Reinders in a 50-50. I mean, you know Reinders isn't going to win a duel. Tough away game at Newcastle, but I think Marmoush will shot them, says Gob at the game. I hope so. I have got this sort of frustration with Marmoush, really, that he's obviously a good player. He doesn't show it maybe often enough. Lewis Hall under pressure here. Into Savinho. And out for a goal kick. Savinho having an argument with Nico O'Reilly here. Wanting to press more aggressively, do more. Well, there's more FA Cup action tomorrow. Fulham, Southampton, Port Vale, Sunderland, Leeds, Norwich, West Ham against Brentford, and all Premier League tie. That one's Monday night though, West Ham, Brentford. Ramsdale sends this goal kick long and away. Kusanov, bit of a push on Alanga there. The referee doesn't give it. Oh, Trippier nicks it off Doku. It's poor by Doku. He's not looking himself here. Willock, Alanga. Off he goes again, Alanga. Foul by O'Reilly. Free kick Newcastle. City are struggling here. They are really struggling here at the moment against this Newcastle side. They really are struggling. It's going to be a free kick Newcastle. They started lively, aggressive. The first to the ball. First to everything, really, Newcastle. And they're going to swing it in. What now, Newcastle? We'll have to see here. Tricky to swing on him. Options in the box. Big plays in the box, of course. Headed away by O'Reilly. Far post to Harvey Barnes with a strike. Barnes takes it on the half volley. Lifts off the turf on the edge of the box. He swings his right foot at it. And blazes it up and into the stands. Goal kick Manchester City. These first 25 minutes have not been great at all by City. And the way we've played with the ball at the back as well, Newcastle know they're just pressing us. And we're struggling to play it out. Kusanov. Back to Trafford again. Once again, James Trafford is forced long way. Newcastle just win the ball back so easily. That's a brilliant touch by Savinho. He takes away from Lewis Hall as well. That is absolutely brilliant by Savinho. And here is Savinho on his far side. Nunes to the right of him. Savinho onto Nunes. Can he cross the ball? Nunes. Ball in. It's straight off Lewis Hall. And Nunes' delivery in recent weeks have been pretty poor. And today he's doing it again. Hall. Over top to Tonali. He won't get to this one, but Alanga will chase Kusanov and he goes back to Trafford. James Trafford slams it away long again. For Botman to head it down. Into space towards Ake. He'll pick it back up and City will try and get this ball forward again. Nathan Ake on the left-hand side. Nico Gonzalez gets the ball in the centre circle. Well, so far Newcastle have had 8 attempts, 3 on target. City 2 attempts, none on target. Savinho on this right-hand side. Savinho been lively, much more lively than Jeremy Doku on the other side. John Stones. Nico Gonzalez. Kusanov. Ake. Haven't been able to get Doku one-on-one against Trippier. There's Doku's opportunity now. Doku against Trippier. But Alanga's with him. He knows Alanga's quick. Doku still. Doku. Ake. Back to Doku once again. Doku runs at Trippier. Doku. Back to Ake again. So much space for Ake. Lifts it in. O'Reilly in there. Away by Voltemada. Nico Gonzalez down. Nunes heads it up. Headed away by Newcastle. Bundle around the box here. Stones. To Ake. Pokes it through towards Rangers here. It's over hit by Ake. And behind for a goal kick. Pep Guardiola applauds City's attempt there, but, I mean, John Stones' pass on the edge of the box nearly really put City in trouble. He tries to play it to the left of him to Ake or Nico, whoever it was. He nearly gives it to Alanga, and if he does give it to Alanga, Newcastle would be on a blistering counter-attack, wouldn't they? And City would be in big trouble. In the end, Ake just pokes it through, panics really under pressure. Tries to poke it through to Rangers. I don't know if he's trying to specifically go to Rangers, but he's trying to get it in behind. And it just goes all the way out, bobbles out for a goal kick. Long from Ramsdale. The last time Pep Guardiola and Manchester City changed 10 players going into a game, I think was that Bayer Leverkusen game at home where they lost 2-0. City really poor in that one. Very poor at the Etihad. I was there. Oh, given away by Botman to O'Reilly. And he goes to Doku. And City can pounce on a Newcastle mistake here. Doku. And he slips Jeremy Doku. It's poor. Very poor from Doku. And now they counter themselves, Newcastle. And here's Alanga through the middle. Alanga onto Voltemade. It's a terrible pass. He gives it away. And City come the other way themselves now. Like a basketball game at the moment. End to end. Savinho running at Lewis Hall. Savinho past Lewis Hall. Savinho on the right foot. Saved by Ramsdale. And behind for a corner. Well, I tell you what. If Savinho could shoot, he'd be a very, very top player. I mean, he runs at Lewis Hall here. Just takes it round him with his pace. It's just a shame he can't shoot, Savinho. Because he'd be one of the best players in the world if he could shoot, perhaps. He has the potential to be anyway. Corner City. Now, Savinho's put 2 corners in so far and not beat the first man. Can he do it this time? Savinho in. This time he beats the first man. It's on to Nathan Ake's head. The referee gives a goal kick after Ake heads it off the Newcastle head. It's Lewis Hall who's gone down here. Savinho was shooting with world class at City, and he certainly would be. Well, the ref gives a goal kick now. I'm not sure how. I think it comes off the head of Lewis Hall. And it's going to be a goal kick somehow. I have to say that is frustrating. Very frustrating that it doesn't give a corner there. City a bit of sustained pressure. A bit of sustained pressure, but not enough. So it's going to be a bit of a stop in play now as we wait for this. This is Lewis Hall is down with a head injury. I think he will be okay. He seems to be okay. He's back up now. John Stones heads it down to Savinho. Into Matheus Nunes being pushed and pulled by Voltemade. Nunes back to Savinho. Takes a good touch, Savinho. Oh, then he gives it away off Lewis Hall. Good for a second there by City. Tonali's taken down by Savinho. It's a free kick for Newcastle. Tonali goes down holding the knee here. I think he's going to be okay. I think he just catches his knee there, Tonali, but I think he's okay. Bit of a flick out, kick out by Savinho. If you notice all the footballers now, they cut the feet of the socks off and just roll them down. They actually wear normal socks, then cut the feet of the socks off and roll them down. Tonali showing that there. Well, Eddie Howe is sat down. His assistant coach Jason Tyndall is up giving orders. Again, Ramsdale to take this free kick. Obviously, it's in the Newcastle half, but still, I think it's a little bit risky from Newcastle. But it allows them to get everyone forward. Long by Ramsdale into the box. Doesn't quite find it on the edge of the box. Flicked on by Asula. And it's cleared away to Savinho. Up against Lewis Hall, Savinho, and Lewis Hall as well. Just pushes Savinho to the ground here. Hall. Right towards Harvey Barnes. Up against Nunes. Willock. Voltemade. Wide right to Kieran Trippier. Anthony Alanga against Nathan Ake. Alanga. Uses pace past Ake. Cross comes in. Kusanov clears it away comfortably. Only as far as Kieran Trippier. Back to Malik Chow. Sven Botman. Well, Dan Burn's warming up, so there might be an injury to either Botman or Malik Chow, and maybe even Lewis Hall. Big switch of play here by Newcastle. Good by Trippier. Trippier back onto Alanga. Trippier looks to cross it, but Doku's with him. Pressure on Doku. And the referee gives a free kick Newcastle's way. As Doku just puts his leg in across Trippier and he throws himself to the ground. It's going to be a free kick to Newcastle. Another chance to swing one in. Doku is in the wall. Well, it looks like Dan Burn's probably going to be coming on here. Not quite sure why. But one of Malik Chow, Sven Botman, and maybe even Lewis Hall is injured. So, free kick Newcastle on the far right hand side. It's going to be swung in by Alanga. It's cleared away easily by Nunes. It's a poor free kick by Alanga. Trippier back onto Lewis Hall. He looks to swing it in now. Lewis Hall does drive one in. It's a free... Oh, what a ball comes in from Lewis Hall. There's 3 Newcastle players at the far post. 3. All running in. The defensive line's so high from City. I think they might just be offside, but I'm not quite sure. What a chance. Why did Kusanov's shirt number 45? Why did he pick that? I think that was he said that was the first shirt he wore in the first team he played for in Uzbekistan. Cleared away by John Stones. Onto Savinho, takes it well. I have to say, I think Savinho might be our best player at the moment. End product missing as usual, but in terms of performance level, he's the best out there right now. Kusanov. Okay. And behind to Doku, who's gone here. Well, there's no striker in the middle. Marmouche is not there. Doku against Trippier, 1-on-1. Doku. Doku into the box here, on towards Tajani Reinders. Shocking finish by Reinders. Really good play by Doku. He takes the plays on the left-hand side. He pokes it through in behind. Reinders is there, just in front of the goalkeeper. And he hits it with his studs, Reinders. That's the second time the Dutchman hasn't been able to sort of get the ball towards goal with a decent shot. Voltemar just flattens up Nunes here, free kick Manchester City. But Reinders had 2 really good chances here today, and both of them he's fluffed them with a poor finish. Savinho. Nico. Wide right to Savinho again. Against Barnes, he cuts inside Savinho. Tries to play a ball to Nunes, it's cut out. Tonali away to Alanga. Good pressing by Ake. City get it back, Doku. Reinders, Doku again. Reinders once more, Ake. Reinders once again. Tajani Reinders, Nico and Velez. Cross to John Stones. He's got Savinho in space on the right hand side. Here is Savinho. Up against Harvey Barnes. Savinho inside, outside. Savinho back on the outside. Brilliant by Savinho. Cross comes in. Dealt with by Newcastle. Onto Nico Van Velez, who pokes it goalwards. Blocked by Newcastle. O'Reilly back out to Doku. Trying to get a shot off here. Doku. Rolls it to Nico again. Tries to use his body, but they deal with it well. Osula chases Kusanov. He goes back to James Trafford. Well, perhaps a handball in there somewhere, says the ref. Says the referee. Perhaps they're not going to look at it just yet, but VAR will have a look at it where the hand of the Newcastle player was when it hit him on the shot. I don't think it'll be a handball. It was down by his side of the arm. Doku. Marmouche, but City is starting to grow into this one. Marmouche into O'Reilly. Nice pass, O'Reilly, good feet. Can't work it wide. Marmouche can't take it away from Willock. Nico Velez lifts it back forward to Doku. Takes it down from Trippier. Takes it back off Doku. Back to Ramsdale. Pressure from Reinders, and Ramsdale slams it forward. But now Newcastle are under pressure, having to send it long. City allowing James Trafford to come all the way out to get this. Everyone's behind the ball in their own half for Newcastle. Kusanov. Did Tajani forget how to shoot? City edits. Well, he's fluffed 2 massive chances here today. Here's Nico and Velez. He works it wide right to Savinho in space. Nunes in the pocket. The space running in behind, but he stopped his run, Nunes. Savinho's been very good down this right hand side. Up against Lewis Hall here, Savinho. Savinho still left, right. Savinho skips past Hall. Can he? No, he can't. Hall's trying to get a free kick. He turns Savinho well, used to the body there from Lewis Hall. Good battle between him and Lewis Hall, actually, Savinho. Cleared away by Harvey Barnes, but only into the chest of Nico Van Velez here. And into Marmouche, and Marmouche onto O'Reilly, back to Marmouche. And Marmouche looks to shoot, and as he looks to hit it, sneaking in from behind in the box is Lewis Hall to take it off his boot. Again, it's a long ball away from Newcastle. All the way through to City, and Lewis Hall wants Osula to chase it down a bit more. Help his side get out from this City press at the moment. This City domination. Gonzalez. Oh, past to Nunes. It's deflected. He can't get there. And Nunes with a foul on Harvey Barnes. Shoulder in the back from Matheus Nunes. Free kick Newcastle United. Nunes isn't happy with that decision from the referee, but looked like a foul to me from Matheus Nunes. Straight for the back he comes to Lewis Hall, who does well to get his body in between the ball and the man. Well, City have had chances here, haven't they? In the latter stages. England manager Thomas Tuchel is here today. I think he'll be looking at a few players. Nico O'Reilly's one of them in the Manchester City side. John Stones, of course. James Trafford. Lewis Hall. Kieran Trippier. Dan Burn. Nunes forward. Savinho keeps it in. Well played, Savinho back towards Nico. Kusanov. Kusanov skips past Willock. That's brilliant centre-back play from Kusanov. And he keeps going here. Keeps going forward. And back to Ake. Nicely done. City have had 62% possession now in this game. Doku into Reinders. Good find. Reinders on towards Marmoush and poor past the outside the boot. Gets a foot in and Tonali has to slam it away. But Osula at the moment is way too deep. The Newcastle players, I think, are telling him that. They're slamming the ball away and Osula is too deep to chase the ball. Newcastle slamming it away and City just coming wave after wave of attack now. Savinho, Stones. Tajani Reinders. Like they just want to defend the lead, Newcastle. Try and hit City on the counter if an opportunity arises. Ake, Doku. Down this left-hand side, Jeremy Doku. It's up against two here, Doku. Doku still. Doku drives the box here. Doku across the box here. And Savinho scores the strangest goal you might ever see. 1-1. Savinho scores his first FA Cup goal. I've never seen a goal like that. Doku crosses it in, it just hits Savinho, and like a lamppost, Savinho watches it roll into the back of the net. The replay is going to be incredible to see. So Doku crosses it in. Did Savinho shoot there and just let it hit? Did he just hit him? Did he know anything about it? Does Savinho mean that? I need to see this replay again. I'll describe it to you, but Savinho has meant to score there, but he doesn't swing at it. He doesn't swing at it, Savinho. He just sort of moves his knee and lets the ball just hit him and roll in. If he meant that, Savinho, I'll be surprised because I have no idea how that's going. So Jeremy Doku drives down the left-hand side. He puts the ball across the box. He's brilliant. He's completely done Newcastle there. He rolls the far post where Savinho is free. Savinho doesn't shoot. It just hits his foot and goes in. But he does actually move his knee as if he is shooting. I don't really know. And off Savinho goes again here. He's brilliant, Savinho. Oh, into Reinders! Reinders! Oh, he's crap! Savinho has been spectacular today. Absolutely spectacular. Savinho just drives the Newcastle team, unbelievably so. Plays a fantastic ball into Reinders, who then puts his shot wide. He should be scoring there, Reinders. I mean, Pep Lijnders, Kolo Touré and Pep Guardiola on the sidelines are all shaking their head at that miss from Tajani Reinders. That is really poor. But what a bit of play by Savinho. Absolutely unbelievable from Savinho. Shocking from Reinders. How has he missed this? Oh, Savinho just goes to the whole Newcastle team there brilliantly. And then Reinders, he sets him up. And he puts it wide. It should be 2-1. Oh, Ramsdale's made a mistake here. Reinders nicked it off the goalkeeper. O'Reilly should pass it. What is he doing? What is City doing here? Ramsdale here gets the ball back from Sven Botman. Reinders closing down. He wins it back off him, Reinders, and he plays it to O'Reilly. He's got Doku to square it to O'Reilly, and it's a tap-in. There's no one in goal. There's no one there. It's an empty net. It's an empty net. But he tries to take on the Newcastle player, and it goes behind for a corner. And City really should be 3-1 up here. Newcastle, the wheels are falling off right now after a great start crossing by City, headed away by Sven Botman. Doku heads it back forward here. Reinders back onto Doku, lovely header. Doku controls it well. Barnes back out to Savinho. Right hand side, looks to swing it in. Reinders back to Savinho, brilliant play. Savinho rolls it goalwards. Another strike by City all over Newcastle now, blocked away from Lewis Hall. Savinho is on absolute fire today. Into Reinders, back to him, in behind. doesn't really get power in the shot. He sort of rolls it goal. It's cleared away by Hall. Crossing by City again. Headed by Kusanov. Far post. It could find John Stones. It doesn't even attack it. Into the hands of Aaron Ramsdale. A Newcastle counter now. And Tonali looks to play it forward quickly to Elanga. He's cut out by Nico Gonzalez and City come again. Poor from Newcastle. I think they need to be a bit more composed there. O'Reilly. Ake. Jeremy Doku. Doku. Pass one Doku. Voltamana makes a good challenge to the edge of the box. Back to Marmoush on the edge of the box. He goes wide right to Savinho. Savinho against Luis Hall. He's passed him again here. Good sliding challenge by Hall. Savinho wins it back anyway. Savinho still. Back out to Nunes. This is good feet from Savinho. Nunes back to Savinho. And it's given away. Luis Hall and Botman are there. And Newcastle slam it away. Not very far this time. Because there is John Stones to pick it up. Not far from the edge of the Newcastle box. Then Omar Marmoush with a massive mistake. And it's counter to Newcastle. And it's terrible by Marmoush. But he works really hard to get back and win it back. Well played, Marmoush. Really poor from Marmoush. Pep Guardiola has got his hands in the air there. Celebrating that Marmoush determination to win the ball back after his mistake. Well played, Marmoush. What a game this is, by the way. Well, 43 minutes. You don't want the half-time to come. Savinho flicks it behind to Reinders on the volley here to Johnny Reinders. Once again, he sliced it wide. It's poor by Reinders in the final third. Does Luis Hall handball this? Well, he does, but he hits his hand about 3 or 4 times on the floor there, Luis Hall, but don't know. I don't think they're ever going to give that as a penalty. I think it'd be very harsh as well. But Marmoush before that as well, losing the ball, leading to a Newcastle attack. He lost it on the halfway line when City only had 2 players back. Willock takes it off him. He's trying to be too clever, Marmoush. Away comes Willock, but he worked hard and going to make a sliding challenge, wins it back for his team. Goal kick, Aaron Ramsdale to take it. Manchester City started this game very poorly. First 15 minutes all Newcastle. Newcastle could have been more than 1 goal up. Since then, City have grown into it. Could be 3 or 4 up here. Well, Colo Torre has received a yellow card here on the bench after an argument with Joe Linton on the Newcastle bench, which Manchester City aren't happy with. Colo Torre, I mean, Pep Guardiola confirmed last week, was it, that he won't play for City? He's not going to start a game for City, of course, Colo Torre. A bit of a joke, wasn't it? I mean, he was a good player for City, Colo, but he came to City when he was sort of at the end of his career, wasn't he, really? Here's John Stones, good header away from Voltamada. Luis Hall back into Osula, won back by Nico, but here's Sandro Tonali, who's been Newcastle's best player, another ball in behind towards Elanga dealt with, and then Tonali wins the header again off Doku. Foul by City are offside, and City play it quickly. Here's Nico O'Reilly, City on a quick counter, and the referee has said no quick counter. He stopped things, and John Stones wants to know why. The offside was in a different position, and that is why. The referee's going to make a take again. Well, the 45 minutes is up now, so the first half is coming to an end. And there has been an added 1 minute, so this game has been like a basketball match at times, end to end. Both teams going at it. Been very entertaining. Been a good FA Cup fixture. And one that you don't want to miss. Ball over by Nico Gonzalez to Marmoush, who knocks it down towards Reinders and beaten to it just by Willock. Voltamada clears it away to Trippier. Flicks it on towards Elanga. Back to Trippier. Elanga again. Newcastle playing in their own half here. Playing well that far right hand side in the corner flag. Trippier slams it away. Gonzalez takes it away from Nico. Nico Gonzalez takes it away from Tonali. O'Reilly. Ake. Ooh, I have to make a sliding challenge on Elanga. Gives it away. O'Reilly went to free kick, and Elanga's in space on the far side now. He's a foot race with Kusanov. But who's quicker? Kusanov or Elanga? Of course. Is the Uzbekistan international. Kusanov beats Elanga to it. Don't think there's many quicker than him, and if you beat him for pace, he'll slam into you anyway. Well, that is the half-time whistle blown by the referee. It's Newcastle 1, Manchester City 1. Very entertaining first half at St James's Park. Like I said, City grew into that game after the first 15 minutes or so. Tajani Reinders has been incredibly wasteful. Plenty of chances. Savinho looks absolutely on fire. I am going to go over to Finalysis here at half-time. And on Finalysis, I will give my half-time thoughts. You guys can go over to Finalysis as well. Give your half-time thoughts. Trust me, that is the place if you want to be for your club. You can let us know on there. You can comment on my opinions as well, and other people's opinions. You can react to them and so on. And there's lots more features coming to this as well, to Analysis. What you can do after the game as well is rate the players. You can rate their performances. Right now, I think Savinho might be in the 90s because he feels a little bit like he's unplayable. We're back for the second half after this short break. Well, hopefully, from my point of view, City come out on top. But of course, not all of you will be City fans, I'm sure, in the comments. We'll see you guys after this short break for the second half. Get over to Analysis to see my halftime thoughts.
Got enough of every melody, they all sound the same. Yeah, for my broken heart, no remedy, but maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so good. Oh, my darkest memories now let me fall back. But you'll be there, ready to rescue me if I go out of track. We can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so good. it, but I never get feelings to shorty. I know what you after. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me.
Hello, welcome back to the second half of Manchester City versus Newcastle away at St James Park. 1-1 at half-time. I was over on Finalysis at half-time, turning my passion into power, and you can do the same as well. Finalysis, in partnership with Sky Sports, launch a new app for fans to make their opinions count, because when it comes to club, you know best. And over on there, I did give my half-time thoughts, spoke about Savinho and his wonderful performance. I spoke about, as well, Tijani Reinders being really wasteful in front of goal, and also the fact that Newcastle were very dominant in that first 15 minutes, but sort of drifted away, didn't they? Sandro Tonali started the game very well. Jeremy Doku, you could give him a 96 rating after this game. You could rate the players after the game, of course. I don't think you'd be giving Doku a 96 rating unless he scores a hat-trick in the second half. But you might be Savinho, I think has been very special today. He has been the star of the show. And you can download the Finalysis app on the Google Play Store, or you can go over to the App Store if you're on iOS or Apple, and go and download it now. Trust me, it is the place you want to be for a fan of any Premier League club, and I am sure soon to be expanded in the future as well. So get yourself over there, download the Finalysis app right now, and you can make yourself really well known. I'm part of the starting 11 of Manchester City on the Finalysis app. It is the place to be. Kickoff is not too far away now of the second half. First half has been dominated by Manchester City, but it didn't seem like it was going to go that way at all. It really didn't. Newcastle start the game very well. They dominated the game, didn't they? The first 15 minutes was all Newcastle. Harvey Barnes being played in behind by a fantastic Sandro Tonali pass, and he swung curled the ball really into side net into the top right-hand corner past James Trafford. That gave Newcastle a 1-0 lead, and from there, Newcastle continued some really impressive domination of Manchester City, and it looked like they were going to dominate the game throughout, and City were in big trouble. But no, City found their way back into the game. A lot of it come from the positivity of Savinho on that right-hand side, the runs in behind by Tijani Reinders, and Manchester City clawed their way back into it. And after the 15th minute mark, not only did City get themselves back into the game, but City were thoroughly dominant in the game from then on, weren't they? Tijani Reinders have been pretty wasteful in front of goal, set up a few times by Savinho. Savinho scores the goal that equalises for City after some good work from Doku down the left-hand side, went past Kieran Trippier, fizzed it low along the ground across the box in front of the goalkeeper, pretty much nearly along the goal line. And Savinho, does he mean it, does he not? I'm sure he might be interviewed after the game to try and comment on that. Sort of guides it into the net somehow, or does it just hit him? I'm not quite sure. City level at 1-1, and from there, Newcastle, all they could do was just clear the ball time and time again, try and sort of nullify the pressure on Manchester City, but every time they clear the ball away, I think in that situation, they've got Voltemade sitting deep. From Newcastle, they've got to get Elanga out a little bit. They've got to get Voltemade up, winning some flick-ons onto Elanga to make those runs in behind. You've got a big man there and a very quick man, and I think that is the way to hit City on the counter if you want to sit back and soak up the pressure. Newcastle haven't done that. I think Voltemade's way too deep. I think Asula's not doing a particularly good job helping them out defensively because he's not really doing much in terms of helping them get out of that pressure from Manchester City. And City dominated that second half from there and out, didn't they? And they really did struggle, Newcastle. So Newcastle are going to have to show something different in the second half, more like they showed in the first 15. And I suspect they will. Eddie Howe will get into that team, and they will be motivated to come out. Now, City do play Real Madrid, of course, on Wednesday. That is at 7 p.m. Obviously starts cover. It'll be at 8 p.m. on at UK time, that one. That is a big game. So City have rotated today 10 changes, and I've been impressed by those changes, actually, those players. I wasn't for the opening 15 minutes. I felt a little bit like we're seeing something similar to the RB Leipzig game, to the Bayer Leverkusen game, sorry, where City played them at home at the Etihad, and they were on top of City for most of the game, weren't they? I mean, City were particularly poor in that one. Marmoush on that day wasn't great, and City didn't look at it at all. Newcastle fans being shown on my screen right now, as I can see, they're in discussion as well themselves. What does Eddie Howe do? What does Jason Tindall do to try and get Newcastle back in this one? Because if the game continues in the second half in the same pattern that the first half ended, Newcastle could easily be 2 or 3 goals down by the opening 15 minutes of the second half. I think it was really, that's how much City dominated. And if it wasn't for the Tijani Reinders for getting out to shoot, Newcastle would have been behind today, surely. And I don't know if there's going to be any change. I mean, maybe I would change it up top if I was Eddie Howe. I really would. So, players come out of the tunnel right now, ready to kick off. Looks like there's no changes for either side from looking at things. There was a suggestion that Dan Burn could be coming on because he was warming up quite heavily, Dan Burn, during the first half. We weren't sure if it was Lewis Hall had picked up a knock, Sven Botman and Malik Chow. I don't think Dan Burn's come on. Now, Sandro Tonali has been Newcastle's best player by far. Really by far. His passing range is a joy to watch at times. He played 3 or 4 passes in behind City's defence. Eventually, one punished City with the goal that Harvey Barnes scored. Really top player, Sandro Tonali. I suppose the question is, if Newcastle don't have Champions League football next season, how do they hang on to him? Because he's a player I think deserves Champions League football. A lot of these Newcastle players, I would say, deserve Champions League football, don't they? I mean, Lewis Hall, I think he's a top player. I think that Tonali's a top player. Bruno Guimaraes is brilliant. Malik Chow, I think, is a very good centre-back as well. Sven Botman, maybe not quite a start for a Champions League team, and I'm sure he could be a Champions League team. They've got a really good team, actually, Newcastle. And maybe they're underperforming, really, this season. So, second half underway. Off we go. Rangers back to Nico, and Newcastle are out on the front foot here, which is good to see. Now, straight away from what I can see here, City in behind here with Marmoush up against Sven Botman. Marmoush, good turn by Marmoush. Marmoush still. Nico and Velez. It looked like Newcastle. Voltemar is playing very deep again in the second half. Very, very deep. Nico and Velez. Kusanov. John Stones. City start the second half like they finished the first in possession. Deep in the opposition half. Jeremy Dock on this left-hand side. Brilliant assist for the goal. And Doku plays in behind to O'Reilly here. O'Reilly across the box. Marmoush gets on the penalty spot here. Marmoush should hit it. Good defending from Nick Voltemar. And Marmoush hits that there. They're in trouble. Doku. Rangers. Back into O'Reilly. Back out to Ake. Good work from City to start this one again here. O'Reilly. Doku. Tajani Rangers. O'Reilly again here. Combining this left-hand side, Manchester City. O'Reilly. Rangers. Into Kusanov. City play across the back line, but very much City in the Newcastle half now. Kusanov is, a good 5 yards across the halfway line. And he's the deepest player. Ake. Doku. Newcastle are getting a little bit quicker to City this time, this second half. When they knock it around, they're not just sitting the shape so much. That's a good pass by Nico to Nunez in between the spaces there. Savinho against Lewis Hall in behind to Nunez again. Nunez across the box! Marmoush at the far post, and there you go. 2-1 Manchester City. It's Omar Marmoush for the goal. Brilliant play again, and once again the City goal comes from a ball across the box, fizzed in front of the goalkeeper, and it finds that Marmoush at the far post to tap it in. There's a Newcastle player down injured here, Joe Willock, but it's really nice play by City. And it actually comes from, and I'd say tactically what happens there is, Matheus Nunes from right back comes inside, he comes in field, and he actually gets in a midfield position just in behind Nick Voltemar. He's playing to Nunes, Voltemar has lost him, I don't know why he's playing whole midfield. Savinho on the right side, plays a pass, back in behind to Nunes who makes a run in behind Lewis Hall. Nunes fizzes it across the box, and there at the far post is Marmoush it comes back to. One touch, slammed it in. Manchester City 2-1 up. Marmoush turning into prime Messi versus Newcastle. He loves a goal against Newcastle, doesn't he, Marmoush? His record is brilliant. I mean, Rangers is celebrating before that. Expected Marmoush to score. Good goal. But a big credit to Matheus Nunes there. But from a Newcastle point of view, what is Nick Voltemar doing playing holding midfield? And he had no idea, no awareness there of Nunes around him at all. I mean, Newcastle, better team in the first 15 minutes, but they've dropped off massively here. Nico and Velez, good turn by Nico. And back he goes to John Stones and City start again. But that was a big mistake there by Newcastle. Voltemar playing holding midfield. I mean, it's a new position to him. He's always plays a striker as far as I know. Marmoush dropping deep, picking up the ball in, Marmoush. Wide right to Savinho. Here is Savinho for Manchester City. Back to Nunes. Well, this game is far from over. Well, City do now have the lead in this one. And that is a problem for Newcastle. Matheus Nunes for City. Nico and Velez. Back to Kusanov. City working across that back line to Nathan Ake. He'll bring the ball forward here, Ake, and back into the centre circle. He plays it to Nico Gonzalez, looking for that switch of play to Savinho. Stones, wide right to Savinho now. Pressure from Lewis Hall. Savinho had a fantastic first half for City, and he started the second half pretty well as well. With the ball to Nunez, the pre-assist before it fizzes across the box to Marmoush. Kusanov, back to James Trafford. The goalkeeper plays it short to Nico Gonzalez. City playing out the press here from Newcastle. Kusanov onto Nico again. Back to Trafford once more. Asula pressing Trafford, who's going to go long here. In towards Doku. Trippier with a good header. He's taken down by O'Reilly, header to Nali and down to Nico. Well played, City. Nunez. City there, play it long, and Newcastle go full man-to-man press. In the end, it's just Doku and Trippier on his own at the back. Trippier does well to win the header. And here's Savinho. And he's driving at Newcastle again here. And Savinho! Well, he goes running again. Marauding forward, Savinho. Wonderful skill. He's just so exciting off this right-hand side. He goes at Lewis Hall and Harvey Barnes again. He's passed him in a flash. But as he pulls the trigger, he just slips up off his right foot and he drags it wide. But Pep Guardiola's happy with the positivity there. He's applauding his Brazilian wide man. And Savinho, we know how good he is as a City fans, but he's just got to do better in terms of putting the ball in the back of the net, hasn't he? Oh, Rangers can't control this one. Newcastle look to bring it forward. It's a terrible touch by Alanga. Gives it straight towards Jeremy Doku and Ake. And here's Doku. And Doku into the box here. And Doku still. And Newcastle trying to work their way through it. They get it away, and they do. Only as far as John Stones heads it into a wide left-hand channel. Back to Kieran Trippier. Doku there trying to find his way through. Asula against Stones. Good defending by Stones. Down by Nunez. Asula takes it off Nico Gonzalez. He does a little bit pull of a shirt there on Asula. Gonzalez is saying Asula dived. I don't think he did. Nico Gonzalez has the arm round William Asula. Pulls him down. Well, Anthony Gordon and Joe Linton, two of the top players in that Newcastle bench, as well as Johan Visser. They're showing a look to his Lewis Hall. Cross in. Blocked by John Stones. It falls to Savinho. Good play by Savinho. O'Reilly. Oh, O'Reilly loses the edge of the box here. It's Voltemade! Didn't really get his foot behind it. Hits it right down the middle at Trafford. An easy save, really. Didn't really catch them at all, Voltemade. He's trying to curl it to the top right corner. Gets it all wrong. I think it hits the heel of actually Voltemade there as he hits it. Not a clean strike at all at the edge of the box. Kusanov. Under pressure here, City, and Kusanov's going to try and slam it away in the clearance. Rangers not even attempting to try and win that. Tonali goes all the way back to his goalkeeper, Aaron Ramsdale. Ramsdale in towards Sven Botman. Pressing from City here, Rangers and Marmoush. City very much in a 4-4-2 shape defensively now. Savinho on the right, Doc on the left. You've got O'Reilly and Nico City, and Marmoush and Rangers, the two up top. Pep Guardiola has changed that in recent weeks. Long ball by Ramsdale. It's given away to City. And again, and Marmoush here. And he's got the ball. Oh, Marmoush slips. Marmoush there. Malik Chow forgets the ball. Loses it. Marmoush is through on Ramsdale, but he slips as he's about to change direction. If he does get there, I think that's 3. He's 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Stones keeps it away from Barnes. Good play by Stones. Nico Gonzalez. Stones again. City really dominating possession now. Newcastle. It's very much night and day between the first 15 minutes and the rest of the game, really. I mean, City 88% possession right now in the second half. Trafford, nice ball into Marmoush. Back out to Kusanov. Back into James Trafford. I don't quite understand what's happened to Newcastle. I mean, City have obviously upped their level. Newcastle need to do better. Trafford with a slip here on the pass, but he still finds Jeremy Doku. And Doku spins Trippier. And Trippier tries to kick Doku. And it's got to be a foul City's way. He's just kicked Jeremy Doku from behind there, Trippier. And the referee says no foul. Interesting decision by the referee there. Doku spins Trippier. Trippier has a kick out at him, just kicks the heels of Doku. Nearly swipes the legs away from him. Doku tries to stay on his feet, and the referee gives no free kick. And Pep Guardiola is absolutely livid here. He rips his coat off on the sideline in frustration here at that decision from the referee. O'Reilly. O'Reilly dances through the challenges here. Count by Barnes. Lewis Hall taken down by O'Reilly. The referee says free kick. And the City players can't believe it. And Pep Guardiola is going to receive a yellow card now from the referee. This is why. So Trafford plays it into Doku. Doku beats Trippier, he's past him. Trippier even has a little kick out of Doku from behind. Pep Guardiola is absolutely livid. Absolutely livid. Doku is kicked from behind. The referee doesn't give it. Pep Guardiola has a big tantrum on the sidelines. Understandably so from the manager. He rips off his coat and he gets a yellow card here, Pep Guardiola. And he is still telling the fourth official this is a joke. He's being very angry, Pep Guardiola. Very angry with that decision. Here's Botman. Back towards Ramsdale. Pep Guardiola is still going on the sidelines here. They've got a pet cam now on the broadcast. She's just Pep Guardiola on the corner of your screen, ranting at the fourth official. Not directly, but he's shouting at him from a distance. Kusanov. Followed by Kusanov. Straight towards Malik Chow. Sven Botman. Sandro Tonali. Tonali looking for a pass forward here. In towards Kieran Trippier. Wide right to Elanga. Into Voltemada, who tries to turn away, but it's a good footing by O'Reilly. Newcastle win the possession back though. Voltemada on the turn here. Pushing the back from Jeremy Doku. Referee gives a free kick. Of course he does. And Pep Guardiola just cannot believe it. A push in the back from Jeremy Doku on Voltemada, free kick. But hacking at the heels of Jeremy Doku isn't a foul. Pep Guardiola cannot believe it. He is still going on here, Pep Guardiola. He needs to be very careful because he is in danger of getting a second yellow card. He cannot believe it. I think they're going to have to rotate a little bit, City here, who moans at the fourth official, because Pep's already on a yellow, Cole Torres on a yellow. I need to get Pep Linders to do a bit of complaining, and then maybe James French, the set-piece coach, is on his feet right now to defend this one. From the right-hand side, Newcastle look to swing it in with Sandro Tonali. It's a good cross in. It's away by O'Reilly. It falls out towards Will Willock. On the left foot, it sits up really nicely for Newcastle's number 32 in the box. On his left foot, he lifts it up and over the bar, slams it into the stands. Really leaning back there, Willock, as he hits that. Can't keep it down. Goal kick, Manchester City. Taken short towards John Stones here. Played wide right to Matheus Nunes, pressed by Lewis Hall. Nunes looks long again. Gives it straight to Newcastle with a long ball. Kusanov against Asula. Doku wins it back. Good feet by Doku. It's tackled by Trippier. Good tackle by Trippier. In behind towards the Newcastle man Willock. It's a great challenge by Kusanov. It's a throw in. The Newcastle fans want a foul there. It certainly wasn't from Kusanov. Clean take of the ball there. On this far side against Willock, who didn't appeal either. And the linesman just gives a throw in. Nothing more. Lewis Hall back to Botman. There's only one goal in this game. Despite City's domination, there is only one goal in this game. Here is Malik Chow. Oh, ball in behind to Elanga. Ake's lost him, but it's too much on it. Goes all the way through to goalkeeper James Trafford. But Newcastle have got their best moments when playing those long balls in behind, really. Here is John Stones. It's frustration with Marmoush here from Pep Guardiola. He's screaming at Omar. Marmoush. Stones. Nunes. Goes past Lewis Hall brilliantly, Nunes. And then he slides it into Savinho. But he's not the best of passes. He should have gone on the outside there. Won back by Barnes. Poor pass by Nunes, actually. But Newcastle give it back to City anyway. And here's Omar Marmoush. And Lewis Hall's chasing him. O'Reilly. Onto Reinders. Wide left to Doku. Doku looks to shoot. Doku doesn't shoot. Spins away from one or two. He's in the box here. They're careful not to put in a foot on Doku. It's dangerous. Reinders. Nice little switch back onto his foot there. Feints the shot. Doku left again here. Out to Ake. It's a bit overhit and City have to go back a little bit. Nico Gonzalez controls it. John Stones and back towards Kusanov. Here is Kusanov here. Left hand side to Doku. Ake. Doku again. 1-on-1 with Trippier now. Langer comes out to help down this left hand side. Ake. City are really knocking the ball around well at the moment. John Stones. Double change for Newcastle coming up here on Eddie Howe's side. Visser and Gordon are coming on. And that forward line. Doku. Pulled down by Joe Willock. Free kick Manchester City. Pep Guardiola's having a bit of a talk with Jeremy Doku here. Well, Joelinton's coming on actually. So is it a triple change? Here's Reinders and Doku's been fouled again here. Another free kick Manchester City. The referee gives it this time again. But Joelinton's certainly one coming on for Newcastle, as is Johan Visser. You know what Joelinton's like, Newcastle fans. He's a player that you love in your team. He likes a big tackle. Anthony Gordon. Oh, Dan Burn. Anthony Gordon I don't think is coming on. Although Dan Burn's putting the bib back on now. I have to see. It's definitely Visser and Joelinton for now. Reinders, Ake. Jeremy Doku. Into Reinders. Weak from Reinders. Tackled. Tonali, Voltemade. Doku wins it back. Marmouche. Marmouche! Shaw down the middle. Back to Reinders on the rebound. It's off the line by Lewis Hall. I think Reinders' shot was going wide anyway. He's been really poor in front of goal to Johnny Reinders today. It's another miss by the Dutchman who finds it funny. He won't do for going out. Marmouche hits it strongly. Comes back out to Reinders. I think it's going wide anyway. Lewis Hall slides into the far post to clear it off the line. I don't think it's going in anyway. From the angle it looked like it's going wide anyway. It's gone behind for a corner. But if Reinders was on today, or he had his shooting boots on today, it could be 5-1 here. In by Reinders to the far post. O'Reilly free header. Cross the box! Saved by Ramsdale. Is it behind from the corner? Well, good cross in. O'Reilly's got a free header at the far post. He heads it goalwards. It's a good save by Ramsdale, who has to clatter into the post to keep it out. Savinho to take it. Well, his corners haven't been great today, Savinho, as good as he's been. And his involvement in the game certainly dropped off in the second half. In by Savinho. Good cross. O'Reilly again. It's off Malik Chow. It's another corner for City on the other side now. It came off Malik Chow, I think. Well, Newcastle hanging off on these changes. It's only 60 minutes in the game, by the way. We're only at the 60th minute mark. Reinders to take this corner. We someone well to the far post to O'Reilly. Botman and Chow lost him. Another one to come in here. Well, a Newcastle player's gone down in the box. I think it's Kieran Trippier. And the referee has just given him a talking to. Says play on. Once again, Trippier stays on Omar Marmouche. Marmouche trying to find space in the box. Crossing again by City. It's cleared away by Newcastle. Nunes heads it back out to Tonali. It's a poor pass by Nunes with a head. Tonali forward towards Willock. Doku controls it, but he can't do. He's a counter on. Nico Gonzalez as well. Composing the situation. Back to James Trafford. Trafford into Savinho. Oh, he skips past Lewis Hall. Brilliant by Savinho. He's got Voltemade on him now. Savinho's going to keep going here. Good defending by Voltemade. Great from Savinho again. Lewis Hall's really struggled against him today. Really struggled against him. So now comes a triple change for Newcastle. So leaving the field is Anthony Elanga, who hasn't been great since the opening 15 minutes. He's to be replaced by Joelinton. So Joelinton on for Elanga. It's going to be Dan Burn entering the field as well as Johan Visser. And it will be Osula replaced by Johan Visser. He's had a quiet game, Osula, really. Struggled, actually, Osula today. So on comes Johan Visser. And it's Kieran Trippier, the captain. Lewis Hall's going to go to right back here. Dan Burn against Savinho. Interesting. Well, Lewis Hall struggled against Savinho, so Dan Burn against him. He's a big man. Joelinton sounds like two separate words, says altogether. Yeah, he sounds like Joelinton, doesn't it? I'm sure the Newcastle fans might say that way as well with the Geordie accent. Well, Dan Burn's going to probably get a yellow card pretty girly here. The idea, I'm pretty sure, is for him to go and be pretty nasty with Savinho. Because Savinho's not, as good as he is technically, he's not a player that's up for the fight, I would say. He doesn't like being kicked. I don't know that a lot of players don't, but, you know, that's just how it is. Doku to Nico, well played. Back towards Kusanov. Passing to Doku. Doku infield now. Doku. Referee in his way. He's gone past the referee and Voltemade. Nunes wide to Savinho up against Dan Burn here. Back in behind to Nunes. Nunes across the box again. It's defended well. Nunes back out to Savinho. To Gianni Reinders. City keep this pressure on. Stones. Nico Gonzalez. Switches the play left hand side to Ake. He's got further left Doku, but he goes into the pockets to O'Reilly. Tries to poke it through to Doku. It's off a Newcastle player, and Lewis Hall slams it away on the right foot. Nico Gonzalez takes it down to Ake. Nicely done from Nico. I think he's been very good against Gonzalez today. Not played for a while. Stones. Oh, what a ball! Savinho squares it. What a ball by John Stones. My word. John Stones has just played an insane passing behind to Savinho. And he squares it for someone to tap it in. What a ball by Stones. He's onside. Squares it towards Reyners. He should just hit it with his left foot, Savinho. Why doesn't Savinho hit it with his left foot? Pep Guardiola can't believe it. Just shoot, Savinho. What a pass by Stones. He plays one from deep, rips the Newcastle defence completely open, through to Savinho and behind. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He tries to square it, and it's intercepted by Malik Chow. The Brazilian should have shot. Oh, Nico into Nunes. He's found space again in this pocket. Nunes. Marmouche. Marmouche! Oh, what a hit! From Omar Marmouche. What a hit from the Egyptian. He can kick a football, can't he? What a cracking strike from Omar Marmouche that is. So City 1-0 down, the league 3-1. Some of the bench have gone over to Marmouche there, because that's a cracker from the Egyptian. That's an absolute cracker from the Egyptian. Pep Guardiola. I don't know what he's saying, Pep Guardiola. He's mouthing something. But he absolutely loves it. He absolutely loves it, Guardiola, there. He loved that strike from Marmouche. Well, it comes to, again, Nunes in the pocket of space, where Newcastle struggle to mark him. He pulls it back to Marmouche on the edge of the box. He absolutely leathers it with his right foot. Across the goalkeeper, Ramsdale. Into the back of net. It's a fantastic strike by Marmouche, that. Rips through it, there's Marmouche. Back of the net. 3-1 Manchester City. Pep Guardiola loved that strike from Marmouche. He absolutely loved it. He jumps on Pep Linders and Kolo Touré. That is a beautiful strike by Marmouche. 3-1 City. What a hit. Newcastle coming forward. A good tackle by Stones and cleared away by Nico O'Reilly. What a strike from Omar Marmouche that is. Really good strike. I mean, he's quality in sort of situations where he has to strike the ball, Marmouche. I would say 9 times out of 10 he gets it right. He really does. Very good finish from Marmouche. And I suppose the question is, when you look at that, if Marmouche was on the end of chances that Reyners had today, how many goals did he score? Marmouche goes and wins it back off Malik Chow. Into Doku. City could go and make it 4 here. Doku. Doku. Squares it to Savinho. Missed it at the far post. What a chance to make it 4. Should have made it 4. Newcastle hanging on here. Reyners against Tonali. Tajani Reyners puts his arms around Sandro Tonali and holds on to him. All smiles by Reyners and Tonali there. How have City not made it 4 there? Doku just flying past defenders. He squares it. I think he should have hit it really hard at the goal. Squares it to Savinho. And Savinho just missed it. Dan Burns behind him just manages to push him away. Nudge him off the ball. He actually go through the goalkeeper, Ramsdale, Dan Burn. He's put that much sort of attempt into sort of keeping Savinho out. And Newcastle need to make more changes, don't they, to win this one. Change this one. The Poznan's on. City fans are doing the Poznan. The magic of the FA Cup. Poznan is back. Long by City. Dan Burn. Back he goes to Aaron Ramsdale. Malik Chow. Right hand side is now is Lewis Hall. I mean, Lewis Hall's been up against Savinho today, and now he's up against Doku. Big test for him. Dan Burn. Harvey Barnes. Dan Burn. Newcastle trying to get a bit of possession of their own. Get some control on this game now, the home side. Tonali. Unbelievable pass by Tonali forward to Lewis Hall. It's brilliant from Tonali. Here's Lewis Hall. Pulls it to the edge of the box. It's blocked by Ake. Behind for a throw-in. Tonali's range of passing. I mean, that's another spectacular pass by Tonali. Top player. Ultra Gamer says Marmouche showing in Newcastle again. He loves a goal against Newcastle, doesn't he? Lewis Hall's come across here to the ball girl on the sidelines there for a towel to clean off this ball, to dry it up. And put a long throw into the box here, Lewis Hall. Long throw-ins is certainly a thing, isn't it? Certainly a thing now. Everyone's doing it. But we're not. In by Lewis Hall. Away from Nathan Ake. Tonali back into the mix here. Kusanov heads it down. Willock. Ake makes a challenge in the box here. Back onto Joe Willock. Crossing. Blocked by Ake. Cleared away to O'Reilly. Into Marmoush here. Up against Tonali. Omar Marmoush. Running at Newcastle here. Marmoush. Managed to keep it well. Back to Doku. Into O'Reilly. Great pass. Back to Nico. And Reyners in so much space here. And City come again now. Tajani Reyners brings it over the halfway line. Savinho wide right. Up against Dan Burn, Savinho. Back in towards John Stones. And City back with possession deep in the Newcastle half. Savinho. Off the right. Orange boots. Ball in behind to Nunes again here. Just can't keep it a bit heavy from Savinho. But Matheus Nunes has made that underlapping run in behind the fullback and centre-back time and time again today. And it's caused him all sorts of problems. It's been a really good run from Nunes. It's been a nice tactic from City. And it's been way too easy. And Newcastle haven't been, cottoned onto it. I think Nunes has really caused problems for him. His positioning has been key in all 3 goals for Manchester City. It really has. Finding space in between the holding midfielder and centre-backs, and it's been very good. Savinho flicks this one on. So Tajani Reinders. All the way back they go to the goalkeeper to Newcastle. Ramsdale. Well, Anthony Gordon is stripped off and ready for action. O'Reilly slides in on Ramsdale here. He nearly cuts that out. Ball behind by Newcastle here. Kusanov cuts it out, puts it out for a throw-in. O'Reilly's down here. I think he's just got kicked in the face, Nico O'Reilly, by the boot of Aaron Ramsdale. I think he got kicked in the head there, O'Reilly. He's trying to block Ramsdale's clearance. I think he's okay. I think he got a boot in the jaw there, Nico O'Reilly. Slides in to try and block Ramsdale's pass. And he gets a kick in the jaw for his trouble. So Anthony Gordon ready. Newcastle's number 10. He can be a bit hit and miss, Gordon, can't he? There's certainly a player in there. There's certainly a player in there, Anthony Gordon. I think that. O'Reilly goes and tackles Lewis Hall here. Throwing Newcastle. Hall into Malik Chow. So Voltemada for Gordon. That's an interesting change from Newcastle. I think that sort of shows where Voltemada is right now. Is a pass by Botman. Dan Burn can't control it, the captain. On the left-hand side, it rolls out for a City throw in here. Sloppy from Newcastle. And there's the change. And I think he's shocked, Voltemada. He goes off at the near side here. The number 27, Voltemada, is off for Gordon. Well, he scored quite a lot of goals when he first joined Newcastle, didn't he? A lot of money spent on the big German who only had one real season at the top level at Stuttgart. Sort of late bloomer, really. And we know that sort of development of footballers isn't linear. Well, City are going to make a change here. It's going to be Antoine Semenyo. And it could be Jeremy Doku or Savinho. I mean, Doku's recently returned from injury, as has Savinho. Doku's been out back a little bit less time, so probably be careful with him. James Trafford. Long by Trafford to Doku. And out for a throw-in. And it's going to be a change now for City. And it's going to be Omar Marmoush who comes off for City, which is interesting. Brilliant goal by Marmoush. I'm very surprised to see Marmoush come off, to be honest. You'd think it'd be Jeremy Doku coming off, but it's not. It's Marmoush. Pep Guardiola absolutely loves the finish by Marmoush. He grabs hold of him there. The number 7. Semenyo across and cleared away by Newcastle now. Semenyo's going to play striker now. Nico Gonzalez into Semenyo. Can't quite control it. Onto Malik Chow. Back towards Ramsdale. So Semenyo at striker. Doku off the left. Savinho off the right. Here's Ramsdale onto Sven Botman. Dan Burn. Ooh, pressing from Nunes. He's a bit over aggressive there. Bundles through the back of Anthony Gordon. It's a free kick for Newcastle on the far side. Tonali over it. Still in their own half. Pep Guardiola is absolutely enjoying himself today. He smiles. He's animated. He's up for it, isn't he? Doku across towards Lewis Hall. Malik Chow. Ramsdale. Taking his time here around Ramsdale. Left-hand side to Sven Botman. Botman to Dan Burn, the captain, who's been a bit sloppy since he's come on here, and he's nearly caught into possession there by Savinho. Newcastle back to Ramsdale again. There's still time for Newcastle to get back in this one. There's still plenty of time. And a goal certainly would change the momentum of this game. I've no doubts about that. Lewis Hall, great spin away from Doku. Straight into O'Reilly, free kick Newcastle. The referee said to Sonali, just take it back to the space. They can play in Newcastle, but the referee doesn't quite understand it. The ball comes back now. Well, City fans are enjoying it. Really enjoying it, aren't they, the City fans? Here is Lewis Hall. He's gone past O'Reilly here. The referee says no foul, no free kick, and Lewis Hall can't believe it. Lewis Hall, I'll tell you what, ask Jeremy Docky what he thinks about some of these tackles that have gone in. Is this a foul by O'Reilly and Lewis Hall? Yes, it is a foul by Nico O'Reilly and Lewis Hall. I don't know how it's not given, but neither one on Doku, and you can't believe it, Lewis Hall. Don't worry, Jeremy Doku can't believe it either. Neither could Pep Guardiola. So the refs missed a few of those today. I don't think he's been particularly bad. The referees are pushing the back of O'Reilly there by Jolinton. Hall's back on the floor again here, the number 3. Sven Botman for Newcastle. Malik Chow. Into Jolinton. Onto Lewis Hall. But the moment Newcastle struggling to get the ball. Oh, they play the ball in behind here. Trafford comes for it, heads it away. Onside apparently. They play Ake, cuts it out to Nico Gonzalez. Giving away to Visser. Poor touch by Nico. Newcastle come again now. Anthony Gordon on the far side. Looking to run at City from this left-hand side, Gordon. Up against Savinho. Skips round Savinho. Gordon still. Jolinton. Back out to Tonali. Tonali's the one you need to stop, really. His passing range has been showcased today from the Italian, and the chances, the opportunities had to do so. Newcastle end up going backwards again here. Onto Sven Botman. Dan Burn. Joe Willock. Oh, lovely drop of the shoulder. And he gets past Matheus Nunes. Nunes trying to recover. Nunes does well there. Just puts enough pressure on him to get right side in the game. Sends Willock backwards. Willock to shot across the far post. Barnes the push on Nathan Ake. And it's going to be a Newcastle corner. 2 arms in the back of Nathan Ake there. Evening all, says Chris. Have I missed anything? Just the 3 goals. A Savinho. Strange opener. And then a double from Omar Marmoush. A cracker, the third. So cross to come in here. Corner Newcastle. Ake thought it was a foul in the build-up. Referee thinks not. Lewis Hall to swing this one in here. Hall swings it in. O'Reilly up and away. Then Nunes heads it away. And Savinho onto Doku. And City will counter here. Doku, Nico. Savinho. Slammed him from behind by Jolinton here. It's a certain yellow card for Jolinton here. His first challenge. Jolinton there knew exactly what he was doing. He's trying to complain here, Jolinton. Slammed right in the back of Savinho, who he's injured with that one, and hopefully he's okay. Jolinton just goes straight through the back of him. The City were countering there. Semenyo, Doku, Nico. Absolutely smashes him, does Jolinton. Hopefully Savinho's okay here, because he's been absolutely brilliant today. Well, Ryan Shirky and Phil Foden, it looks like, are going to come on here for Manchester City. Probably Doku and Savinho for City that are going to come on. So Phil Foden and Ryan Shirky. And Savinho is down here. Struggling with a bit of a knee problem after that clattering from Jolinton. Hopefully he's okay. I mean, I would say Savinho is a player who's more on the softer side a little bit. I don't know if you remember Spurs away at one time. I think it was in the Cup where he was down on the far side. He got stretchered off and you think he's broke his ankle. And I think the next game he came back and played again. So, yeah. Well, Tino Livramento is going to come on here for Newcastle as well. Probably for Lewis Hall, who's struggling. Livramento back from injury. It's a chance to get him some minutes, of course. A player that Manchester City are big fans of. Wanted to sign, didn't they, last summer? Couldn't sign. So, double change for City. Jeremy Doku for Phil Foden is the first one. And it is going to be, I think, Savinho. It is for Ryan Shiki. So City's two flying wingers who I think have been very, very good tonight. Off for Phil Foden and Ryan Shiki now. Foden, who is struggling for form right now, isn't it? Really struggling for form. Very, very poor, pretty poor against Forest midweek. And here's Tino Livramento. He's on for Lewis Haaland. Unfortunately, Livramento has just had a lot of injury issues, hasn't he, this season? That have caused him a lot of problems. A few knee injury issues, ankle issues. Plagued by injuries in his career. I mean, has he suffered 2 ACL injuries in his career, Tino Livramento? Only 22 years of age. He'd fit right in at Manchester City with the injuries, to be fair. Followed by James Trafford here. Foden can't win the header. All the way through towards Kusanov. Sends it back forward here. It's back out for a throw-in. Poor clearance by Kusanov there. Far side to be thrown in by Tino Livramento. Kusanov against Visser. Good win in the header. Joe Willock flicks over the header. Nico and John Stone's foot up underneath it. Clears it away. Foden jumps into the back of Joe Linton there. Free kick Newcastle. Phil Foden knew exactly what he was doing there. Bundling to the back of Joe Linton. Just... he fouled the Brazilian on purpose there, it feels like, Phil Foden. I don't think Pep Guardiola's unhappy with him for that. Pep Guardiola is telling his defensive line to get up here, to stay higher. So Ramsdale, theme throughout the game, taking free kicks for Newcastle. Pump one into the box here. Dan Burn, they were fouling maybe, and Shirky plays Semenyo here. When if Tonali didn't get there, they were in behind, and Stone sends it away again. Tonali takes it down, but Semenyo goes and wins it. Tonali goes and wins it back. And Joelinton wide towards Anthony Gordon. Here's Joelinton across the box across the pitch towards Livramento here on the far side. Or near side. Far side, near side. Sven Botman. Tonali dropping deep, looking for that pass. Well, Newcastle have gained some control in this game, regained some control in the game. They've had a lot of the ball recently in this stage of the game, but they've not done much with it. A lot of the ball, playing it round the back. Livramento. Malik Chow. Ramsdale. Malik Chow. They've got to take more risks, Newcastle here. Livramento into Tonali. Lifts it forward here in behind. Kusanov gets there. It's off Johan Visser and it's a throw into Manchester City. Well played there, Kusanov. Well, Liverento's got a goal 100 on his shirt. I think that's for 100 appearances for the club. His 100th game for Newcastle. Foden back towards Nico Gonzalez into Reinders. Well played under pressure from Botman here into Nunes. City go wide right to Ryan Shirky and he's up against Dan Burn here, Shirky. Shirky runs at Burn. Shirky still. Inside towards Nunes. Back to Shirky. Back out to John Stones. Well played City there. Kusanov. Oh, light tackle on Kusanov here. Alright. Nico takes it down. Kusanov there just flicks it over the boot of Visser. He arrives late. A bit of a kick on the 22-year-old. It's going to be a free kick City. He's not happy, Visser, but I mean, it's a clear foul. Now, Brentford actually might finish, well, should finish above Newcastle this season. Visser, of course, left Brentford for Newcastle. Champions League football. He's still playing, though. I mean, they're a Champions League side still. Chance that they won't be there next season unless they win the Champions League this year, which, of course, they might do. But it does feel unlikely with the quality of the sides in the competition. Big switch of play by Stones to Semenyo. It's dealt with by Livramento pretty easily. Ake takes it down. Semenyo into Livramento, and Semenyo goes and wins it back off Tino Livramento. Back towards Kusanov. Here's Stones. John Stones wide towards Ryan Shirky. Back to John Stones. Nico Gonzalez. Pressure from Visser. Does one of the pressure there, Nico. And Shirky across the halfway line to Kusanov now. Wide left to Semenyo. Could go in behind to O'Reilly's sides again. It's Semenyo going up against Livramento here. Semenyo tests him. Good defending by Livramento. Throwing Manchester City. Semenyo off the left now. Does he prefer playing off the left or the right? He plays a lot off the right for City, but preferred to play off the left in his Bournemouth days, really, despite playing off the right as well. Ake. Into Foden. Back onto Semenyo. Now to Nico. City go down the far side now with Phil Foden and Shirky over there. Foden's very central at the moment, though. Shirky. Shirky, nutmeg on Dan Burn by Ryan Shirky. Referee says no foul. Nutmeg Dan Burn, then ran straight into him, Shirky. Referee says no free kick. Nico. Nico's held under pressure here. Back to Kusanov, well played. On to John Stones. Ryan Shirky, a little back heel into Dan Burn, but he's given it away, and Shirky gets it back, and then Dan Burn makes a challenge. To throw in Manchester City, is it? No. It's gone Newcastle's way. How Stones done tonight? Asked Chris. He's been quite good tonight, Stones. He's played one absolutely incredible pass at one point. In behind to Savinho. City wasted the chance. Unbelievable pass. I mean, Kevin De Bruyne-esque from him. And yeah, he's been good. I mean, he looked leggy in the first half when he was doing a lot of running back to his own goal. Jolinton through the back of Semenyo here. Okay, good win. O'Reilly. Antoine Semenyo. Jolinton chases Semenyo. Pulls the arm of Semenyo. Semenyo stays away from him. Semenyo. Late challenge by Jolinton, who's already on a yellow card here. It's a free kick City. He's got to be careful, Jolinton, there. I think the next one, he's going to get sent off here, Jolinton. Late one. Right in the corner flag. Semenyo just drags the ball away from him. Semenyo slows down. That is one skill that I really do admire with footballers, and it's a very intelligent skill. The change of pace is something that I think Savinho is very good at, and we've seen it tonight. Doku as well, of course. It's about being explosive and slowing the player down. If you slow a defender down and then get going again, you know, there's some defenders that when they're at full speed and at full tilt and they run him, they're obviously got more chance of catching you. If you just slow them down and speed them up again, are they explosive? Do they have the same acceleration? That is a difficult part of the game. Savinho, Doku, Semenyo certainly have that. In by Rangers here. Ramsdale punches it away. Shirky heads it back forward. Ake leaves it. Onto Ryan Shirky. Right foot strike by Shirky away. Shirky still. Trying to go for a gap of players here. Shirky still. Ake, Shirky. Ake! It's gone behind for a corner. Ryan Shirky there. He's all smiles. The ball just stuck to the Frenchman's feet there. And he's wriggled his way through. Just passing it from left foot to right foot. Time and time again there. Just kept going. And then eventually Ake hits it. Blocked by Burn behind for a corner. And Shirky loved that. Corner ball. So Gianni Reinders to take it for Manchester City. Swung in by Reinders here. City have been good on set pieces so far today. It's on top of Ramsdale game, but Newcastle deal well. Straight to Foden, he works it back wide to Reinders. Reinders. Shirky. I feel like, Antoine Semenyo, you give him a chance, he'll score it tonight. As always, he's one of those players who just really seems to do so well in terms of finishing. That's a poor touch by Trafford here, and he's had to slam it forward now. Pushing the back of O'Reilly by Botman. All the way through. Well, I think City have nullified Tonali since that first 50 minutes. And once we nullified Tonali, we felt like we nullified Newcastle. He's Anthony Gordon on the left-hand side. Taking on Matheus Nunes. Dribbling inside to Gordon. Trying to go back wide left here, but he's going to go back inside again, Gordon. Gordon still here. Pressure from Foden. Ball into Vista, tackle by City. O'Reilly, good tackle. Reinders back to Semenyo. It was a poor pass by Tajani Reinders. Gives it straight back to Newcastle, who can try and attack again now. 87 minutes on the clock here at St James's Park. Joe Willock on this left-hand side. Dan Burn making an overlapping run. Willock, step overs. Shirky throws a little bit of a toe out on Joe Willock here. He goes down. Free kick Newcastle. Shirky, I don't think actually touched him there. I don't think Shirky touched him there. On that replay. I think Joe Willock made the most of that. So Sandro Tonali, can he show his quality from a set-piece situation here? It is on the left-hand corner of the box. Not in a sort of shoot position really, because it's round the edge of the line. There is talks between Tonali, Joelinton and Barnes here. I mean, does the Italian with his quality try and hit it? Does he try and put a ball in here? Say a lot of Newcastle fans have already left the ground. 3-1 down. They feel like the game's over. Probably should be. But will it be? Tonali here. I mean, they've got big players to aim for, Newcastle. Dan Burn. Good in the air. Malik Chow's big. Joelinton. Balls are coming. Will he shoot here, Tonali? I think he might. Tonali shoots low and hard, and it's blocked away by City easily enough. Back out to Gordon. Gordon lifts one in here, and it's into the hands of James Trafford. An easy one for the goalkeeper. He throws it out quickly to Semenyo, and City can counter it. And it's Antoine Semenyo for City. Down this far side, Semenyo. And Newcastle come flooding back. And City just keep the possession. Well played, City there. Semenyo does the long attack there. The long run. Just got back from London. How are you? Says Matthew Brooks. I'm good, thank you, Matthew. Have you seen any of the game? It's been quite a good game, an entertaining watch. First half, maybe more so than the second half in terms of a neutral perspective. Here's Kusanov. Good play from him. Oh, he's driving forward here. Kusanov. He's kicked from behind by Johan Visser. It's going to be a yellow card for Johan Visser. And a free kick Manchester City. But Kusanov there. I mean, this talk of Kusanov, you know, when you talk about his defensive performance, you know, what is he like on the ball? Because that is something you expect from a City player. Does he have the quality on the ball? Well, look at that there. He picks up the ball deep in his own half. He just makes a marauding run forward. He's dribbling through players. He's fouled by Visser, who kicks him from behind. He's frustrated. It's a frustrated tackle from Johan Visser. Free kick Manchester City. And that's the 90 minutes up, by the way. And there will be 5 added minutes here today at St James's Park. So 5 added minutes. 5 more minutes of this game to play. And that's 5 more minutes for Newcastle to perhaps get a goal and change momentum of this one and then make it a grandstand finish. It's still possible. Nico Gonzalez with a switch of play here. Switch out to Ryan Shirky, who takes on the chest here, Shirky. Back out to Stones. Nico. Foden. Back to Kusanov, who I think's been brilliant today again. A switch of play by him towards Semenyo. Livramento leaves it. Anton Semenyo outstrengths him in. Semenyo spins Livramento. Brilliant by Semenyo. Semenyo across the box here, but there's no one there to tap it in. Shirky gets there. Should have scored. City. Shirky. Reinders on the strike, and he hits it over the bar again to Johnny Reinders. So poor. But I tell you what. City should have scored there. Semenyo spins Livramento like he's not there. And he fizzes it across the box. Someone should be there to score it. But Sajani Reinders, once again, a golden opportunity pulled back to him. Fired over the bar. Matthew starting a Frankfurt career. Interesting. Omar Moushi's former side. Anugeki TK. Chris has an insuspicious start to his City career. I'm feeling Kusanov will be a quality player. Really fast too. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times that mistake against Chelsea, or mistakes in that game, I mentioned time and time again as a sort of thing against his career. He's been near enough perfect after that, hasn't he, really? Botman. Down towards Willock. City have it back again here. Nunez. Nico. Nunez. Well, City could have easily scored more today. The man of the match goes to Savinho, and I think that is fair. Took the game away from Newcastle in that first half with his quality. Very impressive from him. And it's good to see we have around 50 concurrent viewers right now, according to the YouTube. 2,500 views so far. Thank you so much for the support, guys, for listening to this commentary. Whether you're a City fan, a Newcastle fan, or a neutral. Great to have you all. There's still some time left to go in this game, though. Still some time to go. 3 minutes, but it's, I think, Newcastle know the game's out of their hands right now. The game's done, perhaps. Nico Gonzalez. Tajani Reinders back to Nico and across towards Kusanov. Phil Foden on the turn now. Phil Foden, nice pass out to Semenyo. I don't know how he hits that like he does, but he does. And Semenyo hits Livramento. Semenyo back onto Foden here. He continues to run after the pass. It's nice play. And Foden pulls it back to Semenyo. It's cut out by Livramento just, but it's pressure from Semenyo on Tino Livramento. The referee gives a free kick. Semenyo can't quite understand it. He's struggling there, Livramento, since he's come on. Antoine Semenyo's giving him a rough time. And Newcastle are in trouble again here, aren't they? Who's on a yellow, says Matthew Briggs. And the City team... Ooh, I'm not sure. Nicky Gonzalez on a yellow, I think. As for Newcastle, quite a few. Visser's on a yellow. Jolinton's obviously on a yellow. When is he not? Oh, overhit pass here by Visser. Gordon can't control it, out for a throw-in. Rangers throws it down towards Nico. Well, Newcastle are having a bit of a poor season. You think maybe an FA Cup run could be pretty good for them, but that's not going to happen now, is it? They've got to pick themselves back up. They've got to do better in the league, really. Semenyo against Livramento again here. Antoine Semenyo. Phil Foden. Foden turns and on to Nico. Back to Kusanov. Nico again. City, what I've liked about City in recent weeks is something that I feel like is coming back to the side is, you think about City of the past, so good at killing games by controlling the ball. Keeping possession out of the field, doing it so well today. Shirky, past Botman. Shirky still. Shirky step over. Shirky still. Doesn't cross it, Shirky. Chased by Burn, Shirky. Back he goes. Well played, Ryan Shirky on towards Stones. Nico. Ake. 30 seconds and more remain. Ake plays one towards Rangers. It's a good ball. Rangers was free. Newcastle counter. Off the hand of Nico Gonzalez here. It's going to be a handball against Nico. He had his hands by his side. Not much he can do. Johan Visser taken down as well. The referee pulls it back for the handball from Nico. Tadali to take it. And he's trying to get his teammates to get forward here. Play a long ball, but Nunes has been, I think Nunes has been really good today as well. Really good today again, Nunes. I mean, he's found his form, hasn't he? He's found his feet at right back. His City career in midfield looked over. He played on left wing a few times and looked good there, but never good enough. Now at right back, he's really doing well. There's a ball into the box here. Dan Burn is in behind City on the flick on from the corner, from the set piece. He won't get there, Dan Burn. The full-time whistle goes. Manchester City, a 3-1 win in the FA Cup away at St James's Park. Really good again by City. Really good performance, actually. Some really top performances from them players. Very impressed by them. And Omar Marmoush, very good performance as well by him. 2 fantastic goals. And that has been a very good game of football, hasn't it? Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Everyone who's joined the commentary today. It's been great to have you all, whether you're a City fan, Newcastle fan, or neutral. And a lot of people in today listening in, which is absolutely fantastic. And let's hope, from a City point of view, City continue this sort of form. I mean, if Savinho finds his shooting boots and plays like he did today for the rest of the season, well, wow, we would be in for a top player, haven't we? We've got a top player on our hands. I will now go over, as I always do, to the Finalysis app to turn my passion into power and give my ratings on the players. And you guys, if you're listening right now, should do the same as well. If you're listening, go over to Finalysis and turn your passion into power. You can download it on the App Store or the Google Play Store, of course, if you're on Android or iOS, Apple. Go over, download it, rate your players, Newcastle fans. Maybe the ratings for Newcastle players won't be so high. You can even put a little bit of a comment on there as well. And you can sort of have conversations, debates with just people from your club. No one there that isn't a City fan in the City area. No one there isn't a Newcastle fan in the Newcastle area. And you can debate what you thought of your team. And I think that is deserved, you know, after this game, that City get high ratings. And they're going to get high ratings from me. Savinho, I think, in particular, has been brilliant. And Doku was great as well. Marmoush, brilliant. Some really, really good things from both, from City especially. Newcastle, a great 15 minutes. Tonali looks a special player, as he always does. But unfortunately, they're out of the Emirates FA Cup. Thank you for joining, everyone. Please like, if you haven't liked the video, please do like the video. That is really important to me. And also, please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'm on the road to 10,000 subscribers. I do these live streams, these commentaries. I really enjoy doing them. And hopefully for you guys that can't watch the game, I have given you some good coverage of the game tonight. We'll see you all next time.